there, ref. That's he got the ball.
Yes, everyone, you know what time it is. It's your boys Jack and Dave here, and we're going to be providing you guys your watch along today with Brighton hosting us over at the MX Stadium. We've traveled down south, traveled down where the Seagulls are, and we're hopefully going to take some with us back home to London, get a nice 6th win in a row. That's could be on the cards here for Spurs. It's been a great winning form. It's been great, rich vein of winning form from Ange Postecoglou and the Spurs team. So let's hope we can keep it moving, keep it going. We have some goal scoring streaks from Brennan Johnson, Bernaldo, Brennan Gareth Bale, as he's been called, the new Welsh Meister. Also, we have Dominic Solanke on a bit of a goal scoring streak as well as the Premier League. Let's hope that Spurs can continue this winning groove, continue this winning fun, and let's hope we can keep on happy clapping as we have been for the past couple of games. I want to keep it rolling, but everybody, thanks so much for picking us as your watch along destination. Do us a favor. You could smash the like button as you're joining in. Get into the comments as well. Let us know your thoughts ahead of this game. And we do have the lineups on screen for you guys. We have, of course, the same lineup that was against the likes of Manchester United. We do have, Timo Werner to the likes of Dominic Solanke and Brennan Johnson up top. We have Kulusevski, Madison, Bentancur as the midfield, Udogi, Van de Ven, Romero as the Capitan once again, and Pedro Porro and Vicario. So it's the same lineup that you guys saw against Manchester United. When it comes to the bench, you have Fraser Forster, who could be the backup goalkeeper for today, Jed Spence, Dragishin, Archie Gray, Basuma, Pop Matasar. You also have Bergvall, Mikey Moore, and Lancashire on the bench. So we got some young talent that could come on later to maybe give us something to think about, something to spice things up. But I'm looking forward to this one, Dave. And feels like Ange Postecoglou, maybe apart from Timo Werner here, starting to find maybe his strongest team. He's getting confidence and maybe a core set of players to get him through some of these games. And let's hope we can continue this really fun winning form. We've been playing great. Let's continue it now that we've gone down to Brighton Stadium.
No, 100%. It'd be nice to make it 6 wins on the bounce heading into the international break, and it will paint a complete different narrative heading into this international break than what it did the last international break. The last international break, we were sort of worried about Tottenham's future. Ange Postecoglou, he was under pressure for results. This international break, we'll be talking about what are the possibilities for Tottenham if we can sustain this going forward. So I think we're in a very good place right now as a Spurs fan base. And yeah, we had to show some patience, had to go through some pain to get there. But, it does seem like Postecoglou has stumbled across his preferred 11. Last season, we spoke about a lot of the injuries, a lot of the games. He had to almost do a lot of rotations nearly every single game. This season, more or less, we've been able to put out a consistent 11. And I think we're starting to see the benefits of that now in terms of camaraderie on the pitch, fighting for each other, the link-up play in terms of some of the one-touch beautiful football that we're playing. It's absolutely mesmerising at times. Don't get me wrong, today is going to be a difficult game. I rate the manager they have. And they're unbeaten at home, by the way. And they've had the likes of Arsenal go there and Man United already, and they're unbeaten at home. So it's not going to be easy. But they haven't won a Premier League game since the month of August, so, which is a stat that shocked me. They got a couple of draws over the last couple of whiles, so, they are there for the taking. And look, at the end of the day, I've got my BB gun ready, Jack. I'm ready to take out any of the seagulls around me that are ready to shit on Tottenham Hotspur today. And look, you know me, I only eat beef, pork, lamb or chicken, or a bit of turkey. Not really fan of gamey meat, but today I'm willing to try it if it means we get 3 points.
As long as you can throw a chipper on it, Dave, then it should be fine. You should be able to wolf it down. You should be able to have it, no problem. But everybody,
thank you. On it solves the problem.
Just need a little curry sauce on it, Dave, just on that seagull, and then you should be good. Should be able to wolf it down. But everybody, once again, thank you for picking us as your watch along destination. Well over, or at least close to 300 in the house already. Wow. So if you can for us, everybody, we would really appreciate if you could just smash the like button. Just sends this watch along and this content to more and more lovely Spurs fans out there. And just want to say thank you so much for supporting this channel. But let's get to the chat here. We, of course, have Mark in nice and early saying, come on, Werner, claim your redemption arc today. Definitely a lot of bets I'm seeing in the chat as well on Timo Werner to score one in this game, which I'm absolutely all for. Everyone is behind Timo Weenie. They got their money on Timo Weenie, and they have their hearts on Timo Weenie to grab a goal today and maybe an assist. Stevie Frazier's in the house as well. Big up, lads. Hopefully, hoping for a no drama 3 points to see us through the international break. Do we do no drama? Question mark. A brace for Timo incoming. No, I think Spurs, we are the center of the drama, especially in games. But if we get a convincing win, I'm all for it. If we get a dramatic win, I'm all for it, as long as it's 3 points and we continue this rich vein of winning form. Danny Darko says, oi, oi, coys, big up 4-1 win today.
Big up,
Maybe
Daddy.
even 5. In Ange, we trust. We never stop. Who's the referee? David Coote, I believe.
David Coote is the referee, and Paul Tierney's in VAR today.
Okay, and then we have Donovan Osterreicher saying, Battle of the Breakfast, 3-0 Spurs. I want to get Tim Hortons sausage sandwich so bad, but I'm on a diet for soccer. Black coffee for me this morning. Yeah, you got to go business mode for this one, Donovision. You got to go get the black coffee, maybe an orange slice or maybe a little bit of grapefruit, to keep things at least somewhat healthy and nutritional. But yeah, you want to be going into this with the right mentality, the athletic breakfast ahead of this one. Big up to you, Donovision. And hopefully we could be your breakfast for this morning, my friend. Up nice and early, I imagine, over in the West Coast as well. We also have Mark New in the house. Big up, Dave and Jack. If we win, we move to 6, 1 point behind Chelsea in 4th. Time to back the boys. 3-1 Spurs. The Harris Army marches on. Come on, new Spurs. Come on, new Harris Army. Lovely to see you in the house as always, Mark. Really appreciate your support. One of the legends of the Mark Army.
No, big up, Mark. Absolute legend. And if I'm correct today, I think we go 5 points off top if we win today. So not bad, is it?
Congested at the moment, so it's important to get some wins on the board. That's for sure. Big up to you, Marky. We also have Paro Miguel Escobardo saying Rom bomb loading. Let's hope that we have a Rom bomb for today. I'll take any Rom bomb at any time. We also have Ribsy85 saying let's keep the good times rolling. Yes, indeed, Ribsy. Let's definitely do that. Keep the winning form going. Just keep the happiness going. Keep the happy clapping going. We have Maggie in here as well. Big up, Maggie, saying big up, Dave and Jack. Coys. Big up to you, Maggie. Tony's in here as well. Matt Drayton is in here. L. Lindstrom. Big up to L. Lindstrom. Singularity is in as well. We have Dirty Sanchez in the house. IrishHotspur, the one and only We Are Spurs TV. Big up to We Are Spurs TV. Robert Haverson saying a good performance today, and we take our chances. And that's how it rolls. That's usually how you get a win, isn't it? We also have the one and only Nelly Belly. Great name. The Big Cat. Scooter Reacts. Big up Scooter Reacts. Morning, Dave and Jack. And big ups, and Shirley is a Werner fan. Hey, yikes. Come on, you Spurs. He's one of his loyalists. He's a Team of Werner loyalist, if you will, Scooter.
Do you know what?
We'll see if it comes through.
Do you know what, though? I think sometimes, when the manager says something that you don't agree with, you're like, what is he on about? But sometimes I think you've got to put yourself in his shoes. What benefit does it him come out, hammering on with the fan base about his finishing and stuff like that? It doesn't. And then it's only going to make Werner think, oh, well, the manager now doesn't believe in me, and that's what's keeping him going through these tough times right now. So I think what Postecoglou's come out and said is right for a manager to do so. And hopefully, the plan off the back of it is that by Postecoglou showing him some faith, that Timo Werner repays it at some point. So let's wait and see if that happens today. Just quickly as well, I'm expecting a big game from Pedro Porro and Dominic Solanke, both returning to Spain and England respectively. I think they're going to want to put on a show and, put themselves in the ring for a starting position, for their respective countries. And I think, I'm expecting big games from them. And lastly, then Romero as captain. I think last week coming out of the tunnel against Man United, Jack, I said it to you straight away as soon as I seen it. You had that little guy, Martinez, in the back line for Man United, begging at the back of the line for Romero to respond to him, acknowledge him, and give him a hug. And Romero just stonewall stared straight out of the tunnel, almost Roy Keane-esque. And I remember saying to you, we are ready. And with Romero as captain today, I hope we see the exact same thing with them coming out of the tunnel.
2 wins and 2 for Romero as captain. Can he keep it going? And you'd even pointed out that he could probably, as the captain, right? He has to be more restrained. He has to be a bit calmer. Can't just be too crazy. Has to make sure that he stays on the pitch. And hopefully Romero would get an even more professional performance from him as he's the captain for right now.
I think the responsibility makes him a more mature player. It keeps him focused. We're not seeing the defensive lapse in concentrations that we were seeing. And I think he almost realizes the responsibility and that he can't get away with that as captain. So I think it was the right move by Postecoglou in Son's absence. Maybe a conversation we're going to have next summer. Absolutely.
Hollywood Hotspur, good to see you in the house. Hopefully you are right, my friend. Matters will have a big day now that MGW, Morgan Gibbs-White, could be doubtful, for the England national team. Very good point, actually. Morgan Gibbs-White pulled out injured, and I didn't know that he got called up to the England team. I'd argue that Morgan Gibbs-White also very deserving of an England call-up, but maybe Maddison even more deserving when you look at actually the run of form, because yes, Forrest are playing well, but Morgan Gibbs-White, he's not really picked up that many assists or that many goals or anything like that. So maybe Maddison does deserve it. And if he plays really well today, he might get the backup call. And I think he would be very deserving of it, but we want to keep him motivated. That's for sure.
The problem Maddison has now, he's got Morgan Gibbs-White, Palmer, Eze, Phil Foden, all players that can sort of play in that position. And, when you look at what Cole Palmer's doing right now, Eze's waited his chance for a long time. Gibbs-White has waited for his chance for a long time. Maddison has a big job to try and get back in that team, in that sort of role. And I think the longer he's snubbed for England, I think the more Tottenham are going to benefit from it, personally.
Yes. And King Hoddle, good to see you in the house, saying, afternoon, our top 4 rivals have all dropped points this weekend. Let's capitalize on that now. 3-2 Spurs. Let's go. I'll take any win of any kind, King Hoddle. And then Dark Sun G saying, come on, you Spurs. Villa and Blues drop points today. Let's win today, Dave. I mean, Villa dropping points, that's a huge surprise considering, the form that Man United were in. That was basically a game that a lot of Man United fans had gone into thinking they were going to get absolutely walloped. And turns out it was not the case. And then with Chelsea, I think that was always secretly a tricky fixture. I think that would have been a game that you and I would have done like a Big Up Network type of watch along for, because it did seem like if Forest did play well enough, they have been playing well enough that they could maybe sneak something off Chelsea. Because this Chelsea team, they're very all over the place. Yes, they're good going forward, but they do kind of have that sort of weakness or that sort of vulnerability about them where they don't seem to be able to sort of, handle when they get punched in the mouth or handle when they get kind of a good game given to them. They kind of, like it when a team just sort of rolls over and they can just basically pounce on that. But anytime a team really stands up to them, they seem to cower at least a little bit, where they have that sort of sign of a very young and inexperienced team. And looks like Forest were able to take advantage of that today. And I was watching it in the background and they played quite well from what I could see, Dark Sun G. And they actually nearly went on to win it towards the end there. And he also follows up by saying, last season when we lost to them, we had Dyer, Dorrington, Phillips, Santiago, Lo Celso, Donnelly, Hill, and Valise, a very, very weak bench. Now we have Sarr, Lancashire, Moore, Bergvall, Basuma, Dragic, and Gray, a much and whole better bench. I mean, some of the losses that we did take last season, Dark Sun G and Dave, we do sometimes have to remind ourselves of just how bad the injury record was with Spurs. We were missing so many key players in so many different areas of the park. And it's already hard enough, Dave, when you have one of your best players, one of your regular starters missing in an important position like center back or midfield. But in the case of Spurs, it was kind of every part of the pitch. It was like a forward being out, a midfielder being out, and a crucial defender being out all at once. And we had to ride through some of these games. And that could also be part of the explanation for why maybe things didn't always go according to plan last season, because we were trying to figure out the Ange Postecoglou system, still trying to learn every single week. But we also had so many injuries to have to deal with, which just is not a great recipe.
No, it's not. I think, we need to remember last year after the Chelsea game, we lost James Maddison, we lost Van de Ven, we lost Romero through injury and suspension. We lost Basuma as well, through suspension and, various other things, and then AFCON and stuff like that. So we were missing a good bulk of our starting 11 for large parts of last season, and that contributed to the up and down nature. And, when you look at it this year, Postecoglou should have a lot more faith turning to the bench. He has a lot more faith in the rotations he's making, proving in the Europa League and the Carabao Cup, and it's already come good. We've got the necessary victories that we've needed, and it's only going to get better the longer this goes on. And I would hope that this year we're better equipped to be able to sustain a run through with, injuries and stuff like that we will get. I think hopefully this year we are better equipped to be able to deal with that going forward than maybe what we were last year, because last year Postecoglou was sort of turning to a lot of players that had let us down under previous regimes and stuff like that. And a lot of players that couldn't really play his system, which meant when they played, even though we were trying to play the same way, and I think it was right Postecoglou to stick by that, they necessarily couldn't, and it would come back to haunt us quite a bit. So I do think we are much better equipped to be able to sustain that run, Dark Sun G. And also a bit on Chelsea just quickly. Look, I think Chelsea probably benefit from what we did last season, where Maresca comes in relatively unknown. They'll have a good run of results, but eventually I think they will be found out to a large degree. And with our top 4 rivals dropping points, Chelsea, Villa, some people can write off United, but United will get a good run somewhere, and they always come in around the back end of the season to be up and around there. I think it's absolutely crucial, but I do get nervous when when our top four rivals drop points, because Tottenham don't usually follow that up by taking full advantage of it. Hopefully today they can, and then that will show me today that the mentality is sort of starting to change at Tottenham Hotspur for the good going forward. So a big day all around for us today, and hopefully the bench and hopefully top four rivals dropping points can all contribute to us getting a big win and having a very happy international break. You never know, if Spurs keep this up, even Ireland might fucking win a game.
I wouldn't go that far, Dave. Only kidding. But in the case of Spurs also losing that game 4-2, Dark Sun G, no one likes to lose 4-2. So let's hope that maybe we can get, a kind of a bit of revenge here today against this Brighton side. Give them a bit of a thumping away from home. And we've had some crazy games here before away from home at the Amex Stadium. So let's hope that we can get a big, big win today and continue this running form, continue this winning form. Good to see you, though, Dark Sun G, and really appreciate your support today in general. We also have Mark Satoshi. Great name. Big up to you, Mark. Aussie Spurs in the house as well. Big up to you, Aussie. We also have Danny Darko, Tony, DJ AK. Big up to DJ AK. He's saying, let's go. He's getting pumped for the game. Angeball as well, saying, love for the panel in the chat. Big Spurs winning coming. Let's go. Come on, you Spurs, baby. Berbatov's halftime smoke saying, SB rewards netted me if Van de Ven today will be a good day. So maybe he's talking about Ultimate Team, if I'm not mistaken. But big up to Berbatov's halftime smoke. Always good to see you.
Big up Berbatov's halftime smoke. Good to see you. International break coming up. We'll get plenty of FIFA in over this week, my man.
Don't you worry. Vandal Ross is in the house as well. Big up to Vandal. Thanks for supporting us, and thanks for being with us for 13 months at this point. You've been with us, for a while now, and we appreciate your support, Vandal. Stevie Frazier's in the house. Keith Edwards is in here. Gabrielle One saying big up the IrishHotspur, and Jacko, Timo, and Lucas pop their cherry today. Let's hope they do. Let's hope they do. PJ Berlin, big up to you. Hopefully you're all right in Deutschland, up in Eastern Germany, one of my favorite cities as well in the world, Berlin. Big up to you. Danny Coys, afternoon, Dave and Jack may have done well at Man United, but we still don't have a great away record, but hopefully get an away win like we do at home. Come on, you Spurs. Come on, you Harris Army. Yeah. At the moment, right, we played, what is it now? Coventry City in away game. Wasn't a good performance, but we got the win. Now with Manchester United away from home, we got a win there. Ferencváros, we've gotten away win from home. It's starting to turn around, and it's a start, Dan. But this is a big game to do that, to continue this, because Brighton, they're not going to roll over for us. They're not going to be an easy team that we should be expecting to smash like 4-0 or something like that. They'll give us a good game. But there's also that hope and that optimism that Spurs are, since they are, in a good bit of form right now, that we should be able to get a win, or we should be expecting at least a decent performance from us. So let's hope that we can get over the line and start to right the wrongs of maybe that poor away form. What would you put that down to, Dave? Maybe that poor away form that was a bit of a thing for us under Ange. Is there any real explanation for it? Is it just the signs of a young team and just kind of getting to know the manager, getting to know the system, inconsistencies?
Yeah, do you know what, Jack? I think many people forget our away form was shit under Conte and Jose Mourinho as well. Our away record was poor for quite some time, and I do think it's a mentality thing. I think many teams fancy coming up against Tottenham. If you ran harder against Tottenham, you're going to get a result. They're going to roll over. Now that we've got a different squad, we are starting to see a different mentality forming. And why I say that is, our players dug the manager out of the mire when he was in it, where in previous years they didn't. They actually threw the manager under the bus. They took the away record on. They got that victory over Coventry, Ferencváros, and to be fair, I expect them as away victories. I know they haven't been in years gone by, but that's not normal at a big football club like Tottenham. We should never get suckered into that ever being acceptable or happening ever again. But, to back it up in big games like this, the Man United one up against Brighton, many people are moaning that we didn't get the credit we deserved off the back of the United. Well, we will today if we back it up with a very similar performance against Brighton. And these are the games that where it really counts. These are the games where, people start looking at. And I do think, Jack, it comes down to new squad, new mentality. You've got everybody pulling in the right direction, everyone fighting together. And I think that's the biggest thing. If you go away from home and you've got a fractured dressing room, fractured management and leadership and stuff like that, it's going to show on the football pitch because you've got everybody out there for their own agendas, Not everyone's pulling in the same direction. When you go away from home, it's uncomfortable. Not many people know this, but the dressing rooms you enter, at at the away stadiums, they're designed to be very small, very compact, so that you're all on top of each other, to make you feel uncomfortable before you even go out on the football pitch. Then you've got the crowd on top of you. Usually the referee tends to favour the home team for large parts as well. So in fact, you're battling, uh, everything. You're battling all the odds, and it's about just having that elite mentality. It's about going, okay, you can do all this to us. It doesn't matter. We're going to let our football do the talking. And when you've got everybody pulling in the same direction, it does a lot. It does a lot. You'll start seeing all of our bad stats turn into good stats like we're already starting to see.
Yeah. And George Kadara saying murder on the dance floor with a winner today. Let's hope for that. That'd be fun. We also have Timothy Minter in the house. We have Connor in here as well. K32 saying we are Tottenham, super Tottenham. We are Tottenham from the lane. Big up to K32. Good to see Robbie Keane in the house as well. Big Tyler is in here. Come on, you Spurs need to win this game. Let's get it done today, boys. Big up to you, Tyler. Rob Fuzzard is in here as well. Great name. Robert Clapham. Mark is in here. Hello, everyone. Along for another excellent stream. Big up to you. Come on, you Spurs. We also have Libby Dobson saying, come on, you Spurs from the U.S. Big up to you, Libby, fellow Yank in the house. Thank you for joining the stream. Thanks for supporting the channel. Brett Loft is in here. Hi, Dave and Jack. Shame Mikey isn't starting. Let's get a win. Come on, you Spurs. I think with Mikey Moore, Dave sort of brought it up earlier, but the fact that he played the whole 90 minutes against Ferencváros pretty much indicated that he wasn't going to get the start today. He'll hopefully get some minutes, but if he was going to play a whole 90 minutes, only 2.5 days away from our game on Sunday today, I think that just sort of was the sign that Mikey Moore wasn't going to be starting in this game. But we do hope that he gets some minutes at some stage, and he could be a very good impact sub in case Werner isn't doing the business. And we know Mikey Moore, he's going to be a hungry player. He was very hungry when he came on against Ferencváros and had a very good game. And if he can have anything close to what he did against Ferencváros against Brighton, I think we'll have a very good display and a very good performance from him for the most part. Good to see you, Jacob Anderson, the one and only. Good to see you in the house. Kulu is going to play a massive part today. Johnson 6-6. Let's hope for that. Every Johnson goal could be in a Johnson win. And also Artist T is in here as well. Danny's in here. Dara is in here. Ed Sweeting. Big up Dave and Jack and all. Great opportunity for us today. Brighton will be dangerous. We need to start well. Pumped up for this one. We get a win before the long international break. And that would be nice to go into the international break just still buzzing about Spurs, still, feeling like we're on a mountain, we're on a high. And I think a win today would feel really good. And it's also against a good team as well. It's not like a team that I think, like a Leicester or a Southampton or maybe another side like that you just expect to roll over, that you should expect to, get 3 points from. This will be a hard one to get, and this will be one that isn't easily handed to you with this Brighton team. And so if we play well enough, we should be able to get the win, but it is dependent on us continuing this bit of a good form at the moment and continue to play solid and continue to take our chances and do a lot of things right, both defensively as well as going forward. But at this moment in time, I think there's a lot of things to be optimistic about with Spurs. And I think we're going into this one with some confidence and with some relative optimism and hopium as well. Big up to you, Ed Sweet. Kulusevski football's in the house as well. Big up to Kulusevski. Yeah, we also have STZ02. But yeah, Dave, 2 minutes away here, about to get kicked off. Fabian Ertzler versus Ange Postecoglou, the two attacking minds, the two battle of the high lines. Looking forward to this one.
No, I think we're excited. We're about to watch the most exciting game this weekend, Jack. I think there's going to be a lot of goals. Look, Chelsea got a lot of joy against their high line last week. And one key theme was, yes, Cole Palmer's absolutely brilliant, Jack, and he's a really good player, probably the best player in the Premier League right now. They had multiple runners running through that back line. So even if a Brighton player went to track one, they had 2 or 3 coming in behind it. And I think that's maybe what we should look at using today if Brighton come out with the exact same high line that, I would hope in training they've worked on that one being a decoy run, and then the real ball is the one for someone making a run further across that back line in behind. That's one key thing Chelsea done to exploit them, and hopefully we sort of do the same. I wouldn't be surprised to see us play a few long balls over the top either, to try and exploit with Werner and Brendan Johnson in behind. But looking at the players coming out, I think they look ready. I think I'm expecting a big 20 minutes. We survive that, we win this game.
Drewzilla saying, let's effing go. Big up to you, Drew, and great job on the pre-match build-up earlier. And hopefully you got a nice little bit of a meal or something, on the side. I saw Shemtam saying, sorry, guys, can't type very much. I'm nom. He's eating a great chicken combo from the Durner shop. Good on you, Shemtan, and good to see you in the house, though. Mark is saying, come on, Spurs, let's beat these chip stealers. The Seagulls, Dave. Have you ever fed chips to the Seagulls?
No, Jack. I used to feed bread to the ducks when I was very, very young.
I think in Seattle, kind of over by the piers and kind of by the ferry terminal, a lot of people will get some chips from like a local seafood place called Ivar's, and then they'll throw them off the pier to the Seagulls, and they'll be able to catch them kind of midair. I wonder if people are still doing that at this point. It feels like it's probably one of those things that maybe 10, 15 years ago, nobody really thought about, but maybe you're actually not supposed to be doing because you want to let them try to get the food on their own. But it was a very common tradition there. And maybe in this case, we'll, lure them in with a chip, Mark, but then we'll take them home and, have them on a nice roast dinner. Like I said with Dave, he's going to be eating some seagull with a side of curry sauce later after this game. The Belgian Hotspur, good to see you, sir. Hopefully you're okay today. It's a beer called Carmelite, 8.4%. God, be careful with those Belgian Hotspur, because if we score too many goals, you might be having about a 6-pack of those, then you'll probably be able to stand, after that. But that's what I like about the Belgian beers. Very strong, very, high in, sort of quality as well. You guys got some very fancy stuff up there, but for me, it's always a little bit too strong sometimes, some of those Belgian beers. You guys really know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Shemmy Tam, good to see you. Hey, Jack and Dave, belly is full now. Thanks for allowing me to be here and watch the game. Come on, you Spurs, let's run these Seagulls over. He doesn't even want to catch them or lure them in. He wants to roadkill them.
Oh, look, that would be nice today to get a nice convincing victory here. Brighton has spoke about, in glowing references, glowing terms of how the club is run, the management, the style of play, etc. To get a big victory here, run them over would really set us on our way. And, I think give a lot of people a belief in this project and what we're trying to do. Not many teams do steamroll Brighton.
Yeah. And then Vandal Ross saying, guys, over 400 in the house and only 100 likes. Please hit the like for the stream, guys. That's very kind of you, Vandal. And please, if you guys are in the house, please hit the like button as you're coming in here. Thank you for picking us as your watch-along destination. At any point, if you guys did want to support the channel, feel free to gift a membership to someone. Grab yourself your own membership. You can also send in your post-match fan cam after this game going into the international break. Would love to see some more of those as we're going throughout this season. Get your post-match thoughts on this,
Andrew.
but we're about to get kicked off here, so feel free to sync up with us. And we have done.
Good afternoon, Andrew. And also Anthony Temple says, come on, you Spurs. Big up, Anthony Temple. Really appreciate the support. And everybody who's joined us for today's watch-along, really appreciate the support and you guys joining in. Timo Werner's already in behind here.
Oh, no,
Timo Werner.
Already
Oh, my Lord, what has he done? He's completely overhit the pass to Johnson. Johnson looks absolutely disgusted with him. Rightly so. Oh, my Lord.
Johnson already.
He can't believe it. Look at him. He's shell-shocked.
Seconds. We could have pulled a Brentford. Oh, what a pass from
he's on as well. He's way on as well. All he's got to do is just take it.
Oh, my God. Lord. He's hit it so far in front.
Oh, it's putrid to watch. It's absolute feral.
It's a terrible pass from Werner.
Oh, Timo. Come on. We're rooting for you, kid. Jesus Christ, man. Come on, Timo.
Everybody's got a bet on you, Timo. Everybody's got a bet on you.
There's so many people that ripped up their dockets after that pass.
Big up, though, Anthony. Thank you for the support, and definitely a big come on you, Spurs, from yourself there. Great pass from Pedro Porro with a meg.
Oh, he's hit the pass.
Madison with a foul.
That's a good start to the game. Tottenham, though, nice and quick, looking to be threatening. Exposing that high line already. Come on, Spurs.
Lanky just absolutely just destroyed that back line. He held up the ball and then just poked a little through ball in for Timo Werner in behind. And then Johnson, he was at the right place at the right time, as he always is. Just needs to have a better ball there for him.
Do you know what? I absolutely love the emotions during the game. You've already got people in the chat. Get them off.
Everyone else is saying Mikey would have been able to play that.
Yeah, he would have. That's the thing. Brighton on the attack here, though.
Great tackle from Van de Ven earlier to send it out for a throw-in and out for another corner. Well done, Vicario. Well done, Van de Ven. Great defending, one-on-one defending from Mickey there. In Timo we trust, says Gabrielle 1. And we
Van der
gone through,
Ven.
yes, those green kits again.
I don't like it. I really do not like it. It's almost camouflage. Oh, Johnson, great touch.
Johnson.
Kulu. He's going to take his man on. He's going to go for it.
Dunk.
All the way to the byline. Solanke's coming to help him.
Yes,
He's looking.
Oh,
Got him.
yes,
Go on, got him. That's in! Oh, it's a great block. It's absolute great defending. That was nearly a Ryan Giggs moment there from Kulusevski. Ryan Giggs against Arsenal in the FA Cup, if anyone remembers that. It's beautiful from Kulu. Driving forward like a powerhouse. You just can't knock him off the ball. Cuts inside.
Me one of Kulu's goals when he first actually was in a Spurs shirt, when he had that great goal-scoring run. Oh, good. Too heavy there.
Oh, go on. Oh, he's absolutely
absolutely bulldozed whoever that was. That was a great block from Dunk. Great play again, though, from Brendan Johnson down that right side. A lovely back heel to Kulusevski. He
started off very well so far, Johnson. Nice and alert. That's what we want.
Should have scored and could have gotten an.
So far, Johnson. Nice and alert. That's what we want.
Should have scored and could have gotten an assist there.
Druzilla like a proud father right now.
Bentancur finds Romero.
Rambam
loading, says Para Miguel from earlier.
Oh, I hope so. Big up Paro. Destiny Adoji. How fit is this kid? Great touch. Cuts inside. He's marauding forward now. Look at that. Like a stallion. Look at that. Oh,
just doesn't find Timo.
That's it. Bentancur
entering forward.
He's out from position. Get back. There we are. Well done, kid.
Timo,
Burner.
One-on-one
to his man.
Well
Skins
done
him
from Timo.
on the outside.
Left-footed cross to no one really there. No one at the near post.
Do you know what? When he's in that position, I do think we need one player running across the front post, just in case. I think, it's a chance it's going to happen. You want one player running out through the front, taking a gamble at the front post, one in the middle and one at the back.
Nice.
Van der Ven, another ball out to Werner. He's got Destiny Adoji. He uses him. What can the big dog do?
Kulu.
Wins us a throw-in or a corner. Throw-in.
Should be a corner. No, it's a throw-in instead.
This is a good start by Tottenham Hotspur. We look fresh. We look raring to go. Pinning them back already. When was the last time we've seen Brighton pinned back this far?
Over the top.
It's a great ball by Romero. He's onside. Madison! Oh, it's blocked again. He took too long.
Why is he taking so long?
Oh,
Madison.
How many more chances do we need to go one up, Jack?
It's a great first touch. But
he's so on. Oh,
he is on. But he has to do better there after this first touch. He has time.
He's got to be quicker to shoot, doesn't he?
Johnson as well. He's got Johnson if he comes back.
Solanke
might have been a harder pass. I forgive him for not finding Solanke. But Johnson, if he just takes a touch back inside, he just slides it across the 6-yard box, and Johnson taps that home.
Maybe this is the round bomb incoming that Paro was talking about. Come on, Romy.
Feel bad for Johnson. He could have a brace by this point.
Yeah, that's very true. Madison with the in-swinger. It's a free header. Oh! He's just flicked that across goals rather than towards goal.
Got ahead on that. Kulu.
Referee, that's fucking assault. Touch Kulu like that.
Great pressure from Spurs, but that did not look like a throw-in for Brighton. Definitely looked like one for us. Kulu seems to think so.
It's so great watching a Tottenham team free-flowing, creating chances. There's nothing better in more football in life than seeing that.
Ribsy saying we probably have more XG in this match so far than the entire Aston Villa Man United game.
Probably do, actually.
Get there. Oh, Matters nearly onto that.
That's it. Get the pressure on. They don't know how to play this system properly.
Webster forced to go long. Vicario, he's going to have to deal with it.
Well done from
Vicario.
What
a cushion header. Oh, Dogi taking his time there. No need. Van der Ven, lovely feet. Lovely feet there. Matters.
Just give it back to Van der Ven. Well done. Free kick to Tottenham.
Someone already down by their own goalkeeper. Who's that? Is that Webster?
Yeah, it's looking like it, is it? Or was Webster playing?
I think
he started today.
Webster.
Skunkwork says, please don't put us through the middle of 1,000 chances before a goal. 100%, I beg, lad. I'm absolutely with you on that. 2,000 GT says, anyone in the stadium who can let Matters know the ball goes in the big square thing behind the grey stand, behind the guy stood in front of it.
With that Matters moment, it's tough because he actually does so well with the run. and he does really well with his first
Yeah.
touch. It's kind of the easier part once he gets there. Like, he's actually done the hard part by making the run, by having the first touch, and then he just takes forever with that shot. And
Mhm.
it's also not really a favorable angle. Like, that's when you do probably want to cut inside if you get the chance to cut inside. Not always do you get that chance. Sometimes you do have to just hit it with a peg. But for some reason, he didn't decide to cut inside and have that
Oh,
sort of extra bit of composure there. I felt like it was well on to take an extra touch, and he sort of rushed it, but also didn't
mhm.
rush it. Like, he took his time, but then he kind of rushed the shot and rushed the finish. It was,
That's
like I
Webster
said, I
tapping
feel like
out.
he did the hard part and then kind of messed up the easier part.
Yeah. No, do you know what? I want to see it back again. I want to see if the ball was dropping right for, coming down out of the air from Madison. If it wasn't, then he needs to recalibrate and square that to Johnson. You're right. Look, we've had 2 great breakaways, 2 good chances. Kulu's effort as well. We should be 1 up by now. But as Tottenham do, we're making players tap out early. They're faking injuries to get off the football pitch. That's Webster coming off with Igor coming on. Sad, really, because he got the run around against Chelsea last week.
Yeah,
We'd have
I kind of
scored on
wish
him.
I kind of wish Webster did stay on, because he really got destroyed by that Chelsea team with that high
JJJ says,
line.
guys, it was a nice block on Matters. That's life sometimes. Yeah, fair point. Fair point.
Dunk was also a really nice block on Kulusevski. But I would agree with Kev G that that's 3 chances, 3 big
Yeah.
chances missed already. We're still missing that clinical edge. And that's kind of the thing with Spurs is I think we have been slightly more clinical in recent games, but I still argue that we aren't still the most clinical team that I
We're
can
not
think of.
killers.
We still need a lot of chances in order to put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah. That'll come. That's the next evolution. Once they have the confidence of winning, the next evolution is to, Ange to pipe into them. You got to become killers and stuff like that. Finn says, press them like we done to United. Absolutely spot on as well, my man. Michael W says, 1 sub already. I'm telling you, we make players tap out, man. They don't want it. They see the high energy from minute 1 and they're like, fuck this, get me out of here. But with the breaking game, can Tottenham get back up to the intensity?
Mm-hmm.
That's it, Dom. Good work rate. Making them go along. Way straight back to us. Simple header back to Vicario. Oh, Van de Ven.
Yeah, interesting
Takes a
choice.
gamble, man. Bentancur.
Bentancur.
Oh, no.
That's sloppy.
Well done, Romero. Bentancur again.
Get their destiny. Well done.
That's great covering from Romero there coming across. That's brilliant reading of the game. Tottenham throw it. How did we get that one? Even Minter doesn't know.
I think that's Baleba, yeah. Vicario onto Romero. Spurs are going to have to build out from the back here. Brighton, at the moment, still pressing us high.
Go on, Kulu.
Good
Travel.
turn from Kulusevski getting through midfield.
Musa Kulu.
Great ball carrying from
Oh, go on, Poro. Play it.
Kulusevski onto
Play it.
Madison
He's
again!
on. Oh, he's just
Did a
over
little
hit
flying
slightly.
header, maybe. Could he go for the Van Persie?
Yeah, do you know what? That's what it was set up for, actually. I think Madison more or less wanted it to drop onto his chest or his foot, but could he have got it? It's a late run in behind. That's that second man run we're talking about, Jack. That Chelsea exploited last week. We've done that twice now with Madison. We're getting close. It's coming.
Yeah. Little balls over the top, which is what Chelsea really thrived with against this Brighton team.
That's it, Solanke pressing there. That's it. They don't want this. Right into the corner. We'll have that back. Thank you. Go on, Johnson. Oh, good ball out.
Romero trying to get a high tackle in on Danny Welbeck.
Oh, no.
Brighton do play through it. Matoma does get there, but he's
Kept it in.
offside. Well done by
He's off.
Spurs, keeping that high line. Battle of the high lines, everybody. Spurs is even higher than Brighton's, and we're handling it well so far.
Got to take our opportunities because they will get 1 or 2 with balls over the top. Law of averages. Oh, Fendel Ross says he had to pause the stream because the Irish lads are always ahead of Sky Sports. Appreciate that, lad.
Yeah, it's usually
people complain we're behind.
Oh,
good ball over
the
top.
time for Kulu.
Kulu, take your time now. Take your time. Well done. Let people in. Oh, unlucky. Good disguise ball to Johnson.
Matoma. Reuter. Skills pass.
Oh, good run.
Bentancur in midfield. Out wide to Danny Welbeck on our right side.
He's cutting inside.
It's going to be an entertaining game. Both teams looking to attack. Both teams wanting to have the ball.
Sucked in there. 3 of them he's beaten. Fuck me, guys. Come on.
Looks like Madison must have tripped him up.
Madison and Bentancur. Bentancur just fucking stood in his way.
What's also interesting about both teams is they both play such a high line, such progressive style of play, but yet they also utilize having kind of the big, large man target type striker.
Yeah.
Welbeck and Dominic Solanke, both kind of similar to a degree.
Stay switched on from this now. Big dunk. They're going to aim for him. Back post. Hinchelwood on the free kick. Johnson telling who's that Kulu to come across a bit more, and he'll cut inside. Interesting. It's towards Dunk.
Cleared away from Romero. Now he must have been offsides, Dunk, so it's a throw in for Spurs.
Come on, Spurs. Let's settle again. Go and get another attack going.
Yeah, we've been. We deserve to have a goal at this point. We should be 1-0 up. We should be at least a goal up, but just haven't taken those chances early on.
They'll come. We'll get more. Just like Skunkworks says, I hope we're not sitting here looking at 50 chances or 20 chances before we take one. Vicario, good ball. Nice composure. Van de Ven. Being pressed back to Vicario. Nice patient build up here from Tottenham. Romero. Brighton not really interested in the press right now. Back out to Van de Ven. Feeds it into Madison. Good first time ball to Bentancur. Opening it up here.
Madison dropping deep for Romero. Romero doesn't need it. Van de Ven. Surging past.
Players think they can go.
Oh, no.
We'll have that. Thank you. I love that.
Worried for Mickey's hammies in any situation when he's carrying it out like that.
I love when players think they can go and press him, and he just turns on the afterjets and he's gone.
Destiny.
Romulus.
Romero's going to be that guy that's going to probably ping some of these passes over the top today.
Porro was looking for one there. Porro made a run there. He's looking for one off Romero there.
Timo's looking for one now. Romero building out from the back. Good ball into Porro. Pedro Porro, who's dropping deep into midfield.
Nice pass. Bentancur.
Destiny into Matters. A little bit of a risky turn. Good tracking back from Johnson.
Well won.
Pedro Porro, great job. He's got Kulusevski
this is the chance.
Space.
You've got two in there.
Side. Come on, Kulu, man.
Solanke to Madison. Oh, Timo.
Not the right option. He was covered.
Well done, Solanke. Good pressing. No foul.
No foul.
No foul. Get after it. There we go. Keep going. Now on to the goalkeeper.
Keep pushing, Solanke. There you go, boys. Put them under pressure here. Find Minta. Minta, who rates himself against Vicky Van de Ven.
Yeah, he thinks he has the pace from
Matters. Good tackle, good tracking back, good teamwork in general from Spurs there in the press. Eventually, we won it back.
Good pass back by Madison as well there. The chances have died off the last few minutes here. Brighton seem to have composed themselves a little, gathered themselves a little.
Yeah, you would think that it would be Brighton that would have started off quick, but it was Spurs have had the better start.
Good ball, Van de Ven. Come on, get it under control.
Well done, Solanke. Good strength.
Doji, just hold it. Wait for Solanke to go. On to Werner.
Into Timo.
Skin your man.
Udogi's a little heavy. No, it isn't.
Corner kick. Good ball by Werner. Oh, my Lord.
Holy goal kick.
They hate
Are you serious?
They absolutely despise Udogi. They hate him. Everything goes against the kid.
Good strength from Solanke earlier. Whoever he just absolutely shoulder barged on that hold-up play was lovely to see. I think it was Minta or someone that he just...
Good pressing by Tottenham again, turning the ball over.
Yeah, anytime that Brighton are trying to play some of these passes forward into their attackers who are dropping deep, Spurs are following them and tracking them and putting pressure on their backs.
Romero. Again, we're trying to pull Brighton out of position. He's waiting for a good ball.
Well done, Solanke. Good hold-up play from Solanke. Bentancur being fouled there.
That's a yellow card. How many more bites does he need at him? Fuck me. He's only on the pitch. Book him.
Out of position as well, ref. So that was the reason he took him out.
Porro, can he get a switch onto Werner?
Into
Out to Johnson. Good ball.
Good
Great ball by
from
Johnson. Kulu. Fucking great ball by Johnson. Kulu, can he find Solanke? Pulls it back to Porro. Forcing Brighton out. All 11 men behind the ball here. Good ball by Porro to Kulu. You got to go near post, Solanke. Well held up.
Pedro, deep on the right side. Spurs just getting some real estate in Brighton's half.
Well put, lad. Real estate, like that one. Werner.
Oh,
Skinsy's
Timo
man.
shimmy.
Can he find the ball? Oh, it's another puck. Oh, nearly falls to Solanke.
Nearly. Timo Werner, good pressure, out for a throw-in, but he's got to get that cross better.
He's just got to find that final ball, poor guy. Fuck me. Come on, Werner.
Well, I don't know if he'll get an easier one than what he had in the first 30
he's
seconds
not.
of the game. I don't think it gets much easier than that.
Overhitting that is absolutely criminal. That should be a crime. And no one to stop that pass either. He completely overhits it.
He's doing well though, taking on his fullback.
Yeah, he's doing well taking on his fullback, but getting into it, we need that final pass. That's
totally
what separates the great players or the good players.
Well, it's half the job. Half the job is getting past fullback. The next part of the job is to actually deliver in a good pass, and struggling with that latter part.
Do you know what? If you could cross the ball, you don't even need to beat your fullback sometimes. There we go, Werner again. Little thing around the corner, 1-2.
Pass. Timo, good hold up.
Yeah, come on, Jesus Christ.
What? He's not even touched him.
Oh, my Lord. You're not even allowed to shield the ball anymore.
Timo Werner couldn't hurt a fly.
That's it, Werner. Throw your arms up in the air. You're dead right. We don't even know what that was about. It's a joke.
Oh, my Lord. Jeez.
He's
You couldn't
protecting
even
the
hurt
ball.
a fly, Timo. He's a pacifist. Doesn't believe in fouling.
And English says, please say Werner scores and gets an assist. He's trying so hard. He is. Look, that's one thing you can't blame him for, and you can't really aim at him. The fucker tries,
He's persistent.
As much as he's frustrating, he tries.
Yeah,
it's like a lovable rogue.
Mickey into Timo, nearly. Just not on. It's a good idea from Timo. Again, it's the right idea, just not the right execution.
Yeah.
Good foul from Mickey van de Ven.
Fuck off. This referee is giving them absolutely everything. He's again holding his head. Fuck me. Give him a fucking head guard then at this point. It's a joke.
Good strength from Mickey. Good tackle.
Great strength.
It's more Kulu that fouls him, actually.
With the knees. Love that from Kulu.
We are a pressing machine, says King Huddle. I mean, I think Spurs have had a great start. You actually can't really complain about the start. The only thing you complain about is probably the finishing and the final end product. Johnson could easily have a brace.
Yeah.
And it's
Kulu could have one. Madison could have had a brace.
Yeah, Madison's had chances. I feel just bad for Johnson because he's looked pretty good so far, and then he could have had 2 tap-ins.
He's had some lovely first-time balls around the corner for Kulu so far.
Udogie one-on-one with Reuter. Wins the throw-in. Great defending from Udogie.
Making up for the corner kick they never gave him.
He's asking for someone into Bentancur. Spurs going to build out another attack here.
Oh, come on, Vicky. Great dummy. On to Rombom. Rombom moves out to Johnson. Johnson finds another fucking great ball. Pedro Porro. What can he do? Dink it towards the back post. He does. Yes! Who's that come off? Madison, surely. Yes! Is it James Madison or Werner?
Is he giving offside?
Oh, come on, our handball. Offside. No way.
What's going on
No way.
Oh, my God.
We need to see that again.
Timo. It was nearly a Timo goal.
We need to see this again. Who's offside? Porro.
It might
be.
be.
That's tight. That's tight,
He might be.
Who scored it in the end? Werner, or was it Madison that bundled it over the line?
Not off.
Madison, I think, bundled it over the line in the end, did he?
Yeah, it might have been Madison's goal. If it's Pedro here, he looks to be off.
I don't know, Jack. That centre-back Igor could be keeping him on there,
Could be.
If he's off, it's only by a yard.
He looks to be slightly ahead of Igor for me.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Maybe you're right. Maybe there's a yard or 2 in it here. Spot on, Jack. Fuck.
nearly a Timo goal, or it probably was a Matters goal, actually. But Timo, he was there at the back post. It was a great cross from Pedro Porro.
He's only a yard offside. Fuck. So close.
It's hard to tell, but I think he is off.
He's off. Yeah, you're right. He's just a yard ahead of him.
Yeah. Confirmation of the red line.
If only Porro had smaller feet, Jack.
Looks to just be more body positioning. Kind of Pedro Porro's just kind of leaned a bit forward, as he would be, because he's running in behind. But it was a great cross from Pedro Porro.
It was a great delivery. Perfect delivery.
Again, Spurs have created some great chances so far. Well done. Good pressure.
Time.
Great pressure. Slanky. Finds
Johnson! Yes! 6 in 6! Brennan Johnson!
Brennan Johnson, the big bad boy, Bernaldo. 6 in 6.
Bren Mbappe. Beckham Johnson.
He loves scoring, this guy.
Bren Messi. He gave them all to me. What a finish. Great ball by Dom Solanke, by the way. Let's not take that understated. That is an unbelievable ball from Dom Solanke, and the composure from Brennan Johnson just to roll it by the keeper, showing Timo Werner how it's done. What a finish. Even Madison can't believe it. He's delighted for him. 6 in 6. What fucking...
great pressure from Spurs here to win the ball high up as well. Madison, I think, does so well here. Wins the tackle. Udogie finds Dominic Solanke, but look at that pass. Look at that pass. He's just absolutely split those defenders, Dominic Solanke. Almost like you think Madison would play that pass. That's actually how good it was. It was like a pass Madison or Kulusevski would have played.
Another left-footed finish by Johnson as well here.
Another left-footed. It's dangerous when this guy's got a left foot. He's developed, and it's a cool finish. It's ice cold again, Dave. It's ice cold again.
Ice cold Johnson. Drew Zilla, welfare check. Please let me know you're okay, my man. I do worry you're getting overload of excitement when BJ scores. But Jack, like I always say, his name is BJ. He's telling people to suck it right now.
It was a great goal.
I need to get the lottery numbers off that guy that predicted 10 and 10, by the way, because I think it's about to happen. I need to know, did he include Wales games in that, though?
Ice cold from Brennan. So ice cold. Come on, boys. Very well deserved. Very well deserved. Could be 2-3 goals up, but we'll take it.
We're absolutely saucing here. I need to come up with a Brennan Johnson song over the international break because, I would have had so much singing to do. Here we go on the press again. Unlucky from Kulu. That's it, Johnson.
Great
great footwork. Can't even take the ball off. He's like Dembele in there.
Classy man. Classy composure
bent in class. Mercedes bent in class.
Romero finds Udogie out wide. Does he have anything on? Werner, great dropping back.
They're here for the second. They are. Let's go for it.
Great teamwork from this whole team, though, especially out of possession. Once again, the pressing has been unbelievable this game.
Big up, Drew. K32 says, Dom Solanke, we got him for half price. Dom Solanke, we got him for half price. Love that. People pulling out a lot about Brennan Johnson and Solanke. They like that link up. Absolutely love that. Could that be the new Kane and Son, everyone?
It's one of my favorite goals this season, if not my favorite goal this season. I just thought that was brilliant. From the pressing to win the ball back there to the through ball from Solanke. And I think his hold-up play has been very underrated, Solanke's. I wouldn't go as far to say that it's Harry Kane, but it's the size. It's just sort of the large man, big striker hold-up play. And he's got a bit of techers on him as well, Solanke. So we just know that he's capable of things like that. Great play from Johnson once again. Great play from Johnson. He's had some lovely flicks, some lovely first-time passes.
No, he has. He's had a great start to the game.
Sharp.
Go on, Werner.
Timo.
Go on, Werner.
On the burners, Timo Werner.
Timo Werner. Oh, good ball.
Matters. Sir!
Penalty, please. I want that checked. He's absolutely railroading. We'll have a penalty, please. Get your fucking hands off him. Oh, my God. Is he? Oh, my
That's hilarious. Now, that's actually hilarious.
That is perfect. He deserves to be sent off for that alone. That is absolutely... That's going to be brilliant on Twitter Reacts later on tomorrow, Jack. We're going to have stuff with that for sure. Twitter Reacts, do your job, guys. Tag us in shit off that. That's at Hollywood. I wouldn't be lining up an agent for this guy anytime soon. That's shocking.
But
James
referees-
Madison literally stands up and he goes down like he headbutted him. What a joke. Look at Madison. Oh, you don't. Madison's going to score now and probably reenact that.
Well,
But that's a
he did
penalty.
trip over him. He did trip over him. He didn't need to go down, though, Matters. But
No, but I mean, what the Brighton guy done was worse.
that was worse. That was
20
hilarious
yards
that he
away
actually
from him and
did
he
that.
faints.
Well done, Udogie.
Twitter's going to do their job with that one later. I can't wait for it.
It's out wide to Matoma, Pedro Porro.
Stop him, Porro. Well done.
Vic.
Well done,
Good
Vic.
save. Timo Werner with not a great clearance at all. He miscues the clearance.
Well
That's
done,
how
Porro.
you clear it. There you go.
Go on, Slanky. This is yours all day. Well done. When the throw in. Oh, fuck.
Well done from Matoma, recovering.
He's getting into the game a little, him. Michael W says it's this drama class. 2000 GT says written apologies may be addressed to Mr. Johnson directly at 78 High Road, London, N17 DBX, United Kingdom.
What's Johnson's postal code? Apologies are flying through. The mailmen of the UK are going to be very busy.
Finn says even Dunk was laughing inside, honestly. Andy says pray for development. Honestly, it was disgusting. I can't wait for the internet later on. That's going to do its job there.
Dan Coy saying Jack could be completely wrong, but could Johnson play through the middle?
I think he could.
I think
It's a different game, though. It's a different game timing your runs through the middle than it is coming out wide and in behind, because you can bend your runs.
I think where he's playing is actually perfectly suited to him. It's just that Johnson doesn't technically need to be a creator. He can be a goal scorer off of the right side. He doesn't need to be a goal scorer through the middle. He can still be a goal scorer on the right. And technically as well, that goal is as much Johnson's as it also is Solanke's, because Solanke does what a typical number 9 does, where he drops deep, gets turned, and then he finds somebody, making the run beyond him after getting turned. And would Johnson have the familiarity to do that? I'm not entirely sure. Maybe he would just be someone that would like to just sit on sort of the defender's shoulder, look for balls in behind. But your typical target man striker isn't going to do that. They're going to look to drop deep, bring others into play. And that's what makes that goal so beautiful for me, is Johnson makes the run through the middle, and then Solanke creates that space by dropping deep.
Yeah.
And so and also he could be like a Sonny for us. Johnson could be like a Sonny for us. Just be a goal scorer on the wing. Timo?
No, 100%. Oh, Werner. Oh, lucky. Again, no end product. But look, it's a complete different game playing up front, out wide. Up front, you need to be able to play with your back to goal. And we learned that last year with Sonny, right? It's a huge ask. It's complete different. You have to be able to do it. You're not going to get through playing up front without being able to do it, without being exposed. I think Johnson is fine suited out there. Let other people take the ball in the middle, take the contact. That means then he can run from the right hand side inwards, bend his run, which then keeps him on side. If you're playing up front, your runs almost have to be perfectly timed unless you're peeling off the defender, because sometimes you don't have enough time to be able to bend your run. And for a quick player like Johnson, it can be a nightmare if that ball is not played quick. You can find yourself offside very, very quickly. I think playing out wide suits him better than it would through the middle. But if needs must later on in the season, maybe, if it comes to it, you might see him up there. 1-0 though. What a good start here at Brighton. Could be 4-0 up today. Oh, lucky Madison. So close to nicking that. Nearly daylight robbery. But Brighton are running through the middle here.
Good ball
Surely he's
carrier.
going to use someone.
He's a good player.
How's he not used the 2 runners off him, though? Good switch to Matoma. Matoma plays it in behind. Oh! Romero completely switched off there.
Well back. That was their first chance of the game as well, Brighton. At least they're missing chances as well. That's nice to see.
Who let the runner go here? That's just poor.
It's a great move from Baleba, finding that switch of play, and it's a good ball from Matoma outside
Romero's
the foot.
just letting go on. Romero he's not even aware.
Yeah, it is on Romero. It's a good ball from Matoma outside the foot.
You got to stay switched on there, Rami.
Well, they're missing chances as well. Brighton.
Let's just go and get a second, though, so we don't have to worry.
We deserve a second. We should probably have a second. Credit to Johnson and Solanke, though, for scoring the harder
Well
goal.
done, Adoji. Play Werner. Let's go, kid.
Timo, he's in
Go on,
behind.
Timo. You're going to skin him. Skin him. Have the confidence.
Oh, my Lord. He's left it behind him. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my Lord, Timo. Another switch of play from Baleba. Onto Matoma, one-on-one with Poro. He gets it across. Good tracking back from Bentancur.
It's like God
Good
sent him my
clearance.
way just to test my patience.
Al Ben with the super chat saying, "Are we better without Basuma? Our game seems to be quicker."
Yeah. I think it's quicker, because Basuma's not taking his. Oh no!
Dogie.
1 second, it's a great ball. Oh, how's he kept that in? 1 second, we'll get back to that, Al Ben. It's another ball in. It's a good block. I do think it is quicker with Bentancur. You know, I think he has the. Look, the famous saying in football is the ball travels quicker than any player, right? You know, especially if you're pumping it over long distance, it'll travel quicker than a player running with the ball, so it's true. And with Bentancur, he doesn't need to dribble with the ball, doesn't need to invite the pressure. He can just punt it through the lines. With Basuma, he takes too many risks. He needs to draw players in to create that sort of passing angle because he doesn't have that ability. So, I think, we're a lot more stable with Bentancur in there for sure, and I think the attacks do probably move a bit quicker as well. Oh, good defending. I'd also argue playing Kulu in there is a massive help in the attacks, moving quicker because of his ball carrying ability as well. Al Ben, big yourself. Drew Zilla, member for 13 months. Johnson's postcode is BJ 6 Big up at the IrishHotspur and Jack.
Could be BJ 7-6.
Could be by the end of this game.
Is he planning a move?
Or to the next neighborhood.
Could it be a BJ8? Could we get a Brendan hat-trick today?
I almost feel like you shouldn't have to go back to work in the USA, Drew Zilla. BJ should take you on as he's media
Personal
guy.
Client.
Yeah. Big up. That's a good
Personal
one. I like
secretary of the BJ Army.
6-6. BJ 6-6. You'd probably get a number plate on your car heading back to America with that one, would you?
Yeah.
Oh,
great job. Really appreciate the support as well. And how long? 13 months as a member. I feel like you've been around a lot longer than that, but really appreciate you, Drew. And thank you for supporting us for as long as a year as well. Really, really appreciative. And great job as well in the pre-match build-up. And our Brendan, man, he's just so sharp right now. He hasn't put a foot wrong at all this game. He's actually probably the sharpest, I'd say. I don't even think he's had a misplaced pass.
He's played some lovely balls around the corner first time. And that's the speed. When a player can do that first time, it just helps the speed of the attack. He's had a very, very good game today, Johnson. I think you're right. I don't think he has lost the ball, actually. Well done, Rami. Don't get overexcited now. There we go, Matters. There we go. Now Big Dom's coming from the side. There we go, from all angles. Oh, it's a great ball around the corner. It's another ball in behind.
Finds Welbeck.
That's it, Van de Ven. Stick with him.
Kadioglu finds Matoma. Is that out of play?
They're getting some luck with keeping that ball in play. That's a few times. Oh, Brighton are in here. Welbeck.
No.
Well done.
Lucky.
Madison just getting it cleared. Bentancur nearly got caught there.
I might have to get a Johnson number plate, says Drusilla.
I think you will.
Need to change the license plate.
Oh, they're in behind Poro. Matoma. Well on Poro. The good defending, holding him up. It's a ball by Atrotroglu or whatever he's called.
Free header, though, for the Brighton player. I think it was Hinchelwood. Just couldn't get it on target.
He's a good player, Hinchelwood. I like him.
Drusilla said he's going to get 2 goals and 1 assist today.
You did, actually. Ray Marin says, will we see Mikey Moore today? I think you will see him towards the end of the game. I think if we can get a couple more goals as well, I think you'll see him even earlier than that at some point, to be honest with you, my man. Big yourself up. Kulu's elusive right foot. Matoma's playing well.
Solanke. Good hold-up play from Solanke as well.
Good ball to Werner. Come on, Timo. Find the right pass. Come on, man.
Yes,
Madison! Oh, yes!
It's It matters. Spurs are 2 goals.
He's our number 10. He loves the darts. It's James Madison. Oi, 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 oi. He's our number 10 and he loves the darts. It's James Madison. Oi, oi, oi. Come on, Jacko.
2 goals to the good. Spurs are dining on seagull tonight, baby. Get your seagull recipes into the chat. Do you take it with curry sauce?
Oh, come
dark
on.
and brown sauce.
Boom.
Get the darts out. Get the beers out. Spurs are 2 goals to the good, baby. Oh, what a great performance. So deserved as well. So deserved. I mean, we could be 3 goals, 4 goals up at this point.
Good ball by Werner this time. Finds the right pass as well.
Yes, he
Good
does.
pass
Great
to
hold-up
Madison.
play once again, I'd say, from Solanke.
Oh, that's shit goalkeeping. We'll have it, though. That's what they
it's not
get
a good save. It's not a good save.
That's what Beltman gets, little prick.
Once again, though, Dave, I think it's Solanke dropping deep and finds the pass in behind for Werner. It's just been simple work for Solanke this game.
Oh, it's a great goal. It's a great goal by Tottenham all around. Come on.
The thing with that, too, is it's just 2 very similar goals of Solanke just dropping deep into a certain area, dragging center backs with him, and then just finding an easy through ball in for the wingers. And this is kind of the risk that came with playing, I think, this high line against us, is that you do give guys like Brennan Johnson, and Dave, you asked this, right? Can they play into our hands? Brighton, and what I said was, I think in the forward area, they're playing into our hands, because you have guys like Timo Werner and Johnson who just have devastating pace. And if you get someone like Solanke turned, you can get running at that back line, and then you just can thread an easy through ball into Timo Werner or Johnson.
Oh, they can't get near us.
Oh.
No, you're absolutely spot on. The pace out wide is absolutely killing them. It's exploiting them. It's pulling the centre-backs all over the shot back there. You're absolutely spot on. 1 second, though. Can we... nice one, Bentancur. Come on, Bentancurs. Well done. It's brilliant. He's a creative.
He gets his first goal this season, or is that... No, a second. He grabbed one against Everton, I believe. Or might be his second or third goal this season, because, I think it was Brentford or Everton who scored, or maybe it was both.
Madison, I think it's his second goal, is it? Second or third? Yeah.
He had one. He had that chip.
No. Yeah, he scored that. That chip was against Brentford.
And
then he also had the
score
shot
against Everton.
Not sure if he scored against Everton.
No, it might have
I can't
been
remember.
Sonny on 2 goals against Everton.
Yeah, Son got 2 against Everton.
So yeah, it might be Madison's second in the league.
He's a creative force and he loves the darts. It's James Madison. Oi.
Let's keep it going. Finish off this game. Vandal Ross, I think if we grab a third here in the first half of the game as well and finished off,
great ball.
Dominating Brighton.
Oh,
it should be. I know everyone's saying we want 5. I think we could have had scored 5, actually. We could have already.
Come on, everybody. Calm down.
2 tap-ins. Johnson should have 2 tap-ins. He could have a hat trick.
Calm down, everyone. Demanding 5. It was only 3 weeks ago. We couldn't win a game.
People want more. They're hungry. They're greedy.
It's like me at an all-you-can-eat buffet, Jack. People going, "Now take your time, Dave. You can have a bit of everything." It's like, I want it all now.
Oh, Mickey Van de Ven. What a player.
Great tackle.
Going to be a tough outing for Welbeck today.
Hopefully, Werner finds some confidence after that assist now.
Bentancur, lovely feet again. Lovely feet from Bentancur. So composed.
Oh,
Kulu.
Stop it. You're going to give me a jumpy.
From Johnson as well.
Stop
Such a composed pass.
Johnson for the back post.
It matters.
Oh, if Kulu does that. Oh, Madison. Werner. Oh, Werner. Oh, lucky. If Kulu does something like that again, Kulu does something like that again, we're going to have to give an over 18 warning for it, Jack. That's chubby material. That's not right.
It was, and then it was also just such a cushioned pass from Johnson. So perfect. First time, really well weighted.
Thought Madison was going to shoot that, to be honest.
Fabian Ertzler, he's not gone for the Gillette today, or the Gillet. He's gone for more of an overcoat in this game.
Who's the Damien Duff lookalike beside him? Oh, lucky Madison. If Werner had better end product, we could be fucking 5 up here.
I think on that occasion, it wasn't that poor from him. It's hard to control that.
There's that muscle there. Yeah.
He did well, actually. He did all right to get past him. It's just other moments that Timo's not done so great. Technically, he has an assist, though.
Yeah. He technically has the assist, but I'm not being funny. Me and you could have rolled that back to
he,
Madison
he
there.
got the assist that he needed to get from earlier with
It's not like a Dom Solanke assist, you know what I mean? There's different levels here.
Timo Werner has gone down for
well done.
free kick there. Great play acting.
That's an 8 out of 10, that one. Well done, Werner. 2 more rolls, he probably would have got the extra 2 points there. Well done, Timo. Drawing the free kick when we needed it. Big Vic. Isn't life just so great when you're winning games and playing football in this fashion? You know,
you can't trade it for the world. It's just brilliant football, but then it's also just so deserved. You deserve it. It's not like you're robbing or anything like that. You don't feel like you're being dirty by playing, with every man behind the ball afterwards and locking up shop. We're going for more. It's just brilliant to see. It's pure domination type of play style.
No, I love it. Sunday afternoon, sitting here watching some of the greatest football that's on offer right across the world. Chilling out, having a great laugh with people. It's like being down in the pub. It's absolutely brilliant. And almost, it feels like you can deal with life problems. Johnson could be in here. Oh, he's motoring in behind.
He is.
Johnson, good touch.
Another. Oh, he went for power. I thought he was going to go for that side netting finish.
Yeah, so did I. Roll it into the far post.
Hard to do that when you're running full pace like that, and he was probably off balance. Again, Solanke's hold-up play there. It's a gorgeous pass.
Ball. It's a great ball by Kulu. Great, well held off by Johnson there. Oh, but yeah, like when problems pop up in life, it almost feels like you could deal with them better when Tottenham are playing like this. It's great. When Tottenham are losing, it feels like you can't deal with life. Come on. Oh, that's so unlucky. We could be 6 up here.
What a dominating performance from Spurs.
Yeah, we're just oozing confidence. Everyone's believing in what they're doing. Everyone knows what they have to do. We're picking up the ball. There's runners off them. There's options. It's absolutely brilliant. It's like Blitzkrieg. It's like the Siege. Great ball. Here we go. Kulu.
He's had a great game. Kulu. He's getting into great areas.
One-on-one with link up is brilliant.
The Brighton center back. Can he find Matters?
Go on, Kulu. Oh, lucky. Go on, Madison. It's there for you.
Trap him in here.
That's Veltman, remember? Well done. Go on, Kulu. Well done.
Go on, Pedro. Well done.
Let's try and find one more chance before halftime. That'll be class.
Romero, what a pass.
Great ball. Come on, Madison.
Little chip.
Good ball back to Bentancur. Oh,
Bentancur misplaced to Pedro.
Oh,
Spurs are saucing. Spurs are saucing.
The variety of passing, the variety of movement, the one-touch nature of it. Honestly, if we finished off more of our moves this season, the highlight clips we would have alone of our football is unbelievable.
Everything is linking together.
Yeah. It's a pure joy to watch. It's pure joy to watch. It's the way I love my football to be played. Aggressive on the front foot and go and try and write your own destiny.
Again, though, I'd say Solanke's hold-up play has been immense today. It's just been. I don't think he's even had a misplaced pass.
Solanke's been unbelievable today. Anything that's come into him, he's been class. Kulu's been electric today, and Johnson has been superb. The 3 of them have been absolutely phenomenal going forward for us.
And there are over 530 in the house as we get close to halftime.
Spurs
if you can for us, everybody, only 180 likes. We would love to get to at least 50% of people in the stream liking the stream. We'd be really appreciative of it. And thank you guys for supporting the channel. Thanks for also following us over and picking us as your destination.
It's almost a comparison to the amount of chances Tottenham create and our scoreline. It doesn't add up, guys. Come on, smash that like button.
We're missing sitters with not hitting the like button, everybody. We're missing sitters here.
Like, what more do you want? You're getting Jack and Dave in prime form here.
Gotta be clinical, ladies and gentlemen.
Tottenham in prime form. What more do you guys want? You're draining us now at this point. Come on, smash the like button. I hope he scores today. Dom Solanke, he needs that confidence heading to England camp.
Azad, I'll get to your comment in just a second. You are hilarious, Azad. I need to get you a drink sometime if ever you and I are in the USA.
He's
Azad, you don't need to let me know where you live or anything. I don't want to have to give away any of your information. But if you ever are, let me know if you want to where you are in the USA, and I'd love to buy you a beer because you cracked me up, Azad. You cracked me up.
He does. Do you know what? Half the time, man. Do you know what? When the comments come in and you're losing, you take them a lot more seriously, right? Well, which we should, right? But I think maybe he's trolling us here, Azad. Absolutely love that, though. Big up, my man. Absolutely love that. That's classic. Worse than Dermotron, you are. Oh, that's quality. Go on, Van Event, and win it.
Romero, well done.
Oh, go on, Romy.
Johnson having to just get it cleared.
Come on, let's blow that up. Halftime, please.
Yeah, give Brighton some relief here.
Almost feel like I deserve a takeaway while the second half's going on, to be honest. Been a good day. It's a ball over the top. He's off. He went way too early there. He's gone too early, yeah.
Get a DoorDash Uber Eats sponsorship. Spurs are playing so good, you feel like you need to order the takeaway during the game. Spurs are playing that good.
I honestly feel like,
not even a post-match takeaway. Spurs are playing so well, we're getting in-game takeaways.
I honestly feel like a milk company or a food company, are missing a trick not sponsoring us on game days and giving us shit to try and stuff, So if there's anyone out there, consider it. No better food describers than your two boys in the business. Van de Ven. Romulus. Calculating the field. There we go. Half time. 2 goals to the good, everybody. It's sexy football. It's class football. Could be 5-6-0 here. What more do we want? Are you entertained? Yes, we fucking are.
It's almost a better half than even the one against Man United was. And I think I even saw some comments from that, like people like Drew Zilla mentioning that. And Azad, before we get to your comment here, just quickly, everybody.
I almost don't want to get to it. It's shameless.
We have to just quickly talk about NordVPN. We only have so much time left with them. If you guys would like to and you wanted to support the channel in another way, you could grab yourself a NordVPN sponsor or NordVPN account and use the code FLATCAP, please, and get yourself an extra 4 months off of a 2-year plan. Grab yourself a 2-year plan, get 4 extra months free, and you would be able to watch every single Spurs game, no problem. I know over in the UK, you have those 3 p.m. blackouts. You also have difficulties being able to watch Europa League games, Conference League games, Carabao Cup, FA Cup. Oftentimes, it's not even shown on your own streaming package, your own streaming service. You already pay plenty of money for it. So everybody, if you would like to, feel free to grab yourself a NordVPN account, and you should be able to switch over to another country, grab an even cheaper streaming service, which you could save yourself some money on, and then also guarantee that you're able to watch every single Spurs game, because in other countries, it's actually a lot easier sometimes to watch every Spurs game, where it might be the case in your own country, in the UK or Ireland or whatnot, might not even be able to watch every Spurs game. And then also you're overpaying for even watching the Spurs games that you even are able to see. So think about grabbing that NordVPN account, use the code FLATCAP, and be able to watch Spurs games even easier, and no dodgy websites or anything like that you have to head on over to. It's probably the best VPN out there as well. It just keeps your information secure, keeps your password secure, keeps your bank account details secure. So please take advantage of it. And Dave, anything you'd like to add before we talk about this lovely first half?
Yeah, look, I found myself walking around in shorts for a long time, and I was thinking why, because my sports packages were through the roof. I couldn't afford full-length trousers, but now that I've used NordVPN, I've been able to get cheaper streaming services, and now, I can wear fully-fledged trousers walking around, so it's absolutely great. It's allowed me the extra funds, to be able to jazz up my wardrobe to a certain degree. But guys, most importantly, no buffering. We all hate a bit of buffering. It happens quite a lot, so NordVPN helps with that, and it's family-friendly. All your family can use up to 10 devices, which most VPNs do not offer, so make sure you get on that. And plus, did I mention they are the fastest in the world as well? So guys, get on it, save yourself some money in it coming up to Christmas, Halloween, back to school, etc. And shop around. That's what it's there for. NordVPN only want to help you guys, so don't be afraid of it.
And you'd be really helping out the channel as well. You could help us guarantee maybe more of a longer term partnership with them, and we'd be very appreciative of that. But we are thanking NordVPN for even giving us the opportunity for the sponsorship in general. But yeah, Dave.
Like Drew Zilla says there, he currently lives in America, but he's in UK right now, and he's watching his Peacock account because of wonderful sponsorship through NordVPN. So you can sign in. So that's another benefit. If you are traveling and you don't want to pay for wherever you are to be able to watch the game, you can use NordVPN to log into to the subscriptions you do have or do currently purchase and watch them wherever you are around the world. So very, very important. And big up NordVPN. Thank you for the sponsorship.
Azad Hamid, back to you, sir. Thank you for being patient. He's saying, and Jin, some of us never lost the faith like Jack. Oh, believe me, Azad, my head was wobbling. My head was bobbling. I was like, I'm actually going to get
Azad
more
was
bobbleheads.
You.
I was like my Sue Bird bobblehead here. I was all over the place when it came to Ange Postecoglou during that Coventry City game. And you know what, Azad? I think there was a period where it was hard to keep the faith and it was difficult to make sense of everything because Spurs, at least what I said to you a million times, and you probably got sick of me saying this a million times, was I felt like for this whole time, this whole season, we have been playing well for the most part. We just weren't putting away our chances. And then we eventually just sort of got punished for not putting away our chances, by lapsing, in concentration or having a bad moment at the back. It was just really frustrating because it felt like you deserved to be winning, felt like you deserved to be the team in the lead, but we just never were. And now we're seeing these good performances actually matching up with good results now. And it just feels really good. But yes, my head was wobbling in that Coventry City game. And at the end of the day, I don't really care how people feel about, whether they're, high on Spurs, low on Spurs. I just, enjoy being a Tottenham Hotspur fan, and it's already hard enough being a Tottenham Hotspur fan. I think we got to uplift each other, help each other out, see things through different eyes, see things through different lenses. No need to call each other toxic or negative or City till July fans or any sort of stupid shit like that. There's no reason to be shaming your fellow Spurs fans. And not saying you ever did that, Azad, but I couldn't really care where people stand on things as long as they're a Tottenham Hotspur fan, just like me. And, I'll help kind of, see things through my eyes and you see things through yours. And Ange Postecoglou, things are purring right now, baby, Azad Hamid. And I'm happy for it. I'm very happy for it. Big up to you, my man. And he's also saying, love the channel. Love the great work you guys do. Azad, you've been a really good sport with us. And I really appreciate that.
Legend. Big up, Azad. I blame you for influencing Jack's opinion on Postecoglou with some of your super chats, my man. But no, I really appreciate it. And look, I know some people, when I was sitting there saying, look, you got to go through tough times like this and you got to show a manager faith and you come out the other side. I know a lot of people were saying, you're mad, Dave. Look at the results. And I get it. Results are an important part, but we're coming out the good side, and thank God no one knee-jerked on the manager and that he's still in the job because we're seeing the benefits of it now. Azad, big up, my man.
And sounds like you're down for that beer sometime. So if you're ever in my city, if you're ever in Seattle or anything like that, send me a message on Twitter, give Dave an email or something like that. And I'd love to meet up with you and buy you a beer. You seem like a good guy. You seem like good crack. So really appreciate you, my friend. Dark Sun G saying Dom is playing really great today. Johnson 6-6. Oh my God. And he also says Johnson scored 2 games in a row versus Brighton. Come on, you Spurs. I mean, this is just great to see, isn't it, Dark Sun G, with our man Johnson. Johnson, Nino, Dave, Bernaldo, Brennan, Gareth, Johnson, everything under the sun. I mean, the guy is just scoring for fun. He's scoring with his left foot. He's still got that ice cold Palmer style finish as well, where once he's in behind, you almost kind of are getting Sunny vibes at the moment where you're just like, yeah, that's in the back of the net. And as well, when he was played through, I knew he was burying that. You could just tell that he was going to bury it. He just looks that composed, that, that calm right now. I mean, Johnson, Dave, he's scoring for fun, literally scoring for fun. He might be the most informed winger in European football right now.
No, and you like you said, when he's put through, it's almost Sonny-esque, you feel like he's going to score right now with the confidence he's in. And you can see the way he's stroking that ball. Like, he just hit it first time, bottom corner, and he was already running off before it even went in the goal. He knew it was going in. That's the confidence the guy is on right now. And, it was an absolute great one. He could have, when Solanke got the ball there, he could have easily stood out wide, waited for it to go back and wait for it to come out wide. He didn't. He was proactive, seen the space, ran inside, and got his rewards. But it's also his all-round game that I want to praise today. Not only is he a relentless winning runner in behind, one aspect that I have been critical of his game and he's really improved on today is when the ball comes into him in the deeper positions, does he have the nous to be able to play other people through? And every time the ball's come to him, he's just flicking it around the corner for Kulu to get on the end of it. I actually don't think he's giving away the ball. He's been absolutely brilliant today, Brendan Johnson, and long may it continue. I think another good 45 here. I think I might have to sign that apology form.
I mean, get the apology forms out. The thing is with Dave, though, everybody, the apology forms, he's not the fastest of writers. It's also, he might be, he's got good penmanship that he has to worry about. So there might be some yellow tape, some red tape, but an apology form will eventually come through. And I was surprised. I did do, an apology on Twitter. And even Sam Costa was saying, Jax, that's not enough. It needs to be more formal. Well, I'll try my best to make it more formal as best I can. But I am sorry, Brendan Johnson. I am sorry, Bernaldo. I am sorry, Brenandinho. Hopefully you can forgive us at the Irish. But big up, though, to Dark Sun G, and really appreciate Azad from earlier. Cozy saying, Brendan, first player since Kane 2019 to score 6 and 6. What a stat that is, Dave. If anything, that also raises some eyebrows with, scoring 6 and 6. it's not easy, man. Like, players, they'll have, off games, or they'll have a game where they just
Mm,
don't get the service. It's not even their fault sometimes. Might not just be, their own, responsibility. It's
mm.
up to the teammates to give them the opportunities. And Johnson, he's taken the chances. He's been lethal. And he's just credit to this guy, just continuing this rich vein of scoring
Mm.
form.
Do you know what I like about Jack as well is it's not just Johnson getting the chances, but right now he's the one taking the majority of them. And fair play to him. But Solanke's getting some
Yeah.
Kulu,
Yeah.
Madison, Werner. That's the great thing about it, and it just goes to show how well Johnson's playing right now. That he's the one that everyone's talking about because he's the one that's taking them consistently. And look, fair play to him, Jack. I remember last season there was a few shots he absolutely missed. Some of them from inside the 6-yard box. But this year, he's took the criticism on board. He's gone, okay, I'll show you guys, and he's just gone on that run of form. And to maintain that level, maintain that sort of score form at this level, it's not easy. By the way, it's really, really not easy because the longer you do it, the more attention is on you. The more people are going to come up with a specific plan to take you out of the game, and he just keeps coming up with the answers. Fair play to him.
Yeah. Patrick O'Donnell saying God Werner deserves a goal today. PH Family saying Solanke was integral to both goals. His work rate off the ball, his unselfish link-up play, and pressing up has been brilliant. Kulusexy Football wants to see Werner score. Jacob Anderson saying we are cooking, boys. Need to score another goal and get more on the pitch. I definitely agree with Jacob Anderson on that one. But also as well, we have one from V Scard saying Sunday fun day. Would have loved to see more come in here. Timo's pace is great, but give a little more, give our little more the chance. I bet he could get a goal contribution today. I think Timo Werner's pace has been taken advantage of by Spurs because, like I said to Dave during the pre-match buildup, if they are going to play this high line against us, the danger is that you are leaving that space in behind for guys like Timo Werner and Brennan Johnson to take advantage. It's technically harder on Brennan Johnson and Timo Werner to play when there's every man behind the ball. They're being doubled up on. They have to beat one or two players, get a cross in. That's much harder work for them. I think it's easier work for them if you give them that space in behind so they can make these runs. And then players like Solanke, Madison, even our center backs can just ping these balls in behind and they can just run onto them and just cause these problems. And it has been a Sunday fun day. And hopefully you're enjoying your Sunday fun day. And I would love to see Mikey Moore come in here. And that's kind of one of his little, quotes here, Dave, from V Scars. He wants to see Mikey Moore get the chance. Now that we're 2 goals up, will we see Mikey Moore?
I think, probably a third, very quickly in this half. I think you probably see Mikey Moore at some point. Look, I do think Mikey Moore would have found one of them passes for sure. But like I said earlier on, I do think it was the right decision to go with Werner today with Mikey Moore off the bench. I think if you went with Mikey Moore, would he have opened up Brighton the way Werner has done in terms of getting at his fullback and stuff like that earlier on in the game? I'm not quite so sure. I think his legs would have been a bit heavy after Thursday night. Bringing him off later on in the game, it sort of gives him a chance to get a bit more rest into his body and come into the game fresh and impact the game later on when Brighton are tired. And I think, it's the right decision by the kid. And look, if he comes on, I wouldn't be surprised to see him contribute. I think he's overdue a goal at this point, which is mad to say considering his effort against Man United, Ferencváros. He's a good player, very City player. And I think with Mikey Moore, look, he's earned a start at some point. It's just when it's going to come. He's just got to keep contributing.
Thank you, V-Scard, for the really generous support, and hopefully you are going to enjoy your Sunday. Let's just keep on scoring. I bet you will be, but really appreciate the generous donation.
It's the way weekend should be, though, lads.
Tottenham
winning, sexy football. It's the way our weekend should be instead of turning off the internet and going, angry for the whole week because Tottenham have lost.
Andy Yang saying, grabbing a fan show membership. Thank you, Andy. And also, if you want to send in your post-match thoughts, feel free to do so. You can send in a post-match fan cam, email it to us, send it over however way you can. And we'd love to upload that for the channel. Any fan show member as well as elite member is able to send in fan cams after the game and give your post-match reactions. And we'd love to see even more of those and get that kind of going and see some ambassadors of that. So if you want to take that on, Andy, we'd be very appreciative of it. But you can also come on the fan show this next week as well and take advantage of some of that and have a good chat with us. Dark Sun G saying it's nice to have a player like Dom to hold up play. Listen, Dark Sun G, that was one of my big things with Dominic Solanke is I believed in his hold up play. I felt like what I saw from him was that he's really good in the air. he's really strong. And I think that was one of the things I probably didn't mention enough in that scout report that I did originally. I think I spoke a lot about his hold-up play, but I did say that I really like his strength, just his ability to not get intimidated, not get shoved off the ball. In fact, most of the time, he's actually shoving the defenders off of him. He's like throwing them to the ground. He's that strong. And his pressing is just immense. And both of those goals are just not possible without the through balls from Solanke. Just really good hold up play from him. And also his techers to hold it up, then get turned, and then spray the pass in behind as well. It's just really good. It does give you slight Harry Kane vibes. I wouldn't go that far to say it is similar to Harry, but it is probably some of the best hold up play we've seen from a striker since Harry Kane. That is for sure. And big up Dark Sun G. Really appreciate the support.
I'll big up Dark Sun G, but Jack, what he's doing, like that pass to Brennan Johnson was Harry Kane-esque.
Really?
Getting the ball, holding it up, getting turned and sliding it in. And, I think also the likes of Werner and Johnson will benefit from us because he's the one taking the contact. Rather than Johnson or Werner be the first protocol when we go forward, which they were for a lot of last season, they were having to take a lot of the first contact, where Solanke takes that because he's so physical. It actually allows Johnson and Werner just to concentrate on the runs in behind. It's brilliant.
Yeah. Ed M saying, can't believe it. Can't believe it. Not here, but everywhere else, there's still Spurs fans whining. We're 1-2-0 up. Stephen Wilson saying, Solanke's turned the provider that he has. Al Ben is saying, for every one thing Werner does good, he does 4 horrendous things. I just can't accept that. Better have that leniency with the kids not getting paid $175,000 a week. That's a decent argument, Dave, right? That technically you would have more tolerance of someone messing things up like this if it were, a youngster instead of it being Timo Werner. That is a fair point.
No, 100%. And I also think a part of it comes in the wages that the guy's on. You're playing the wages of what at Tottenham we give top players, right? It doesn't add up. But with Mikey Moore, I think, I don't think we'll sign Werner come the summer, to be brutally honest with you. I think it's just sort of bringing Werner in here just in case an injury happened to some, which gives Mikey Moore, a sort of time to flourish and learn the game rather than us to be dependent on him. And then if he doesn't perform, everyone's on his back. I think it's just designed to give Mikey Moore a bit of freedom and that time rather than all the pressure on him. But I agree with you. And I think once Mikey Moore does get in there, I think fans will show him a lot of patience compared to what they're showing to Timo Werner. 100% spot on, lad.
And Angel Matos, good to see you, friend. I feel like we haven't seen you in a while in the chat, so hopefully you're okay. Thanks for supporting the channel. You've been very generous to us for a long, long time. Sorry, everybody. And also apologies, everybody. I'm going to try to get synced up with you guys on the clock here, but just wait for a sec. I might have gone a little early. It's going to be on 45:20 in just a second. But everybody, thank you so much for the support. I was trying to balance it out and get some other comments in here because you guys are absolutely buzzing, as you should be, going into this second half. And just wanted to kind of spread a bit of the love around, get some other people's comments in there. But I apologize for not being efficient enough. And Angel Matos, hopefully you can bear with me. And he's saying Brennan's new nickname, Baby Powder. Johnson and Johnson and Johnson and Johnson and Johnson. Dave, it's a family company. It's a family stream. It's family goals. It's all fun for the family when Johnson's scoring 6 and 6.
I do love the ridiculous nicknames and stuff like that. It's a great source of joy for me, especially when we're winning. Seeing how carried away people can get. I find it very humorous. Great names, Matos. Good to see you, sir. Where have you been? Hopefully you're keeping well.
Trying to pull the shades down as well, Angel Matos, as we're doing this. And James Madison has a free kick, and really appreciate your support, my friend. Really do appreciate it. And like I said, I think you've been around. Johnson, I think you've been around for a long time with us, Angel Matos. And I feel like I haven't said your name in a while now. So hopefully everything's okay with you. And absolutely love that nickname, Baby Powder. He's scoring for fun right now, this guy. Johnson and Johnson and Johnson, the family company. We have one from 2000. GT, thank you, 2000
wow,
GT.
Appreciate it, lad.
And really generous support as well. Ange doubters are finished. Johnson haters are silent. True supporters. New matches like this were inevitable. I mean, I appreciate you, having that faith in the team and having that faith in everybody involved. 2000 GT, you're probably a better Spurs fan than even myself here. And I'm glad to see that you're feeling very vindicated, as well as also just, kind of proven, and sort of your faith and your love for Ange Postecoglou, for this system, and for a lot of these players. I'm very happy that, a lot of Spurs fans, they feel vindicated, they feel justified, and they're getting their just rewards for it. And Ange doubters, definitely a hard time to doubt Ange with these performances. These are some of the best performances we've ever seen in a long time of any Spurs manager, of any Spurs team. And then also Johnson, the fact that he scored 6 and 6, and the last person to do that was Harry Kane in 2019. 2019. It's just pretty amazing. But just a much further already 2 goals down or a goal down.
What
Sorry
was
about that,
that?
2000 GT. I wish I could have gotten that earlier before
That's
we
our own
conceded.
fault, that. Minta at the back post. That's just so sloppy, Adoji. That's fucking shocking. Mistakes happen, I get it. But my God, it's costly. Oh, he should have been able to prevent that. Sorry, I'll get on to you now in 1 second, my man. I just want to commentate on this goal. It's good ball in behind from Matoma. Gets it across. It's just poor from Adoji. Kicks fresh air. Falls to Mint, and he buries it. It's 2-1. Game on now. Brighton coming out with a new attitude. But big up 2000, my man. Maybe sent that one in a small bit early now off the back of that goal. But no, look, I get what you're saying. I get it. Look, so many people telling you you're wrong about Ange and all. I get it, my man. But look, the best thing is, let's not throw stuff in each other's face now. Let's just move forward and enjoy what we're seeing, my man. Big yourself up. I'm glad that you're really enjoying Tottenham right now, like we are, and like we all should. Big up, my man. Really appreciate support. What part of America are you from?
Yeah, really appreciate the really generous support, 2000. Chunky Cheeks, good to see you, Chunky. Midfield and attack have been outstanding. Everyone has been outstanding this game for the most part. Yeah. Chunky Cheeks. I think Kulusevski has gotten into some really good areas. Him and Johnson are combining so well right now, him and Brennan down that right side, feeding each other in behind, playing these little 1-2s, these little balls around the corner of the fullback. They've combined really well. Madison's having another great game. And just in general, this attack, this forward line has been really purring. They've been clicking, and they're really just doing such a good job finding each other. It's been great.
Yeah, no, it's been brilliant.
Yeah.
Us doing our best since the half time to try and give it away, but the midfield has been absolutely crucial for me to turn around the midfield. I think it's the right balance, the right blend. And like Jack says, I find it hilarious. Everyone goes, he needs to be more pragmatic, and he goes, no, I'll go even more attacking. Absolutely brilliant from Pascal. I fucking love that. Big up Chunky Cheeks. And then we also got a
V-Scard again, becoming a fan show member. Thank you, V-Scard.
Appreciate that, buddy. Big yourself up, my man. Really appreciate that.
Come on the fan show, make your debut, please. Have a chat with us, this next week. Or also, again, if you want to send in your post-match fan cam, get your post-match thoughts, send those in the email. It should be in the community section for you later after this stream, after this game. It should be there for you. So please take advantage of that. And thank you for supporting the channel by becoming a member. And anybody else that wants to follow in V-Scard's footsteps, you can become a member. You can do a post-match fan cam. You can send in your thoughts after the game. You can also join us for the fan show and have a nice little chat with us and enjoy each other's company and talk about this great team, Tottenham Hotspur, with us this next week into the international break.
And Lee Harvey with a members chat saying, just woke up, seen Johnson 6 in 6. It was a great ball by Dominic Solanke. Very composed finish by Johnson running in behind Lee Harvey, my man. Big yourself up and really appreciate support. What are you doing what are you doing asleep at? I think you're UK, right? What are you doing asleep at like 20 past or 20 to 6 in the evening, my man? Must be working today, were you? Big up, Lee.
Thank you for the support as well, Lee. 8 months as well.
Over 500 in-house, guys. Keep smashing that like button. Nervy start to the second half. Can we go and get third and kill this game? Van de Ven.
Sorry about that, everybody. I'll try to be a bit more efficient next time. But, we're all buzzing. We all want to enjoy each other's company. And we all want to, see each other, in the chat, just, lifting each other up. It's just great time to be a Spurs fan. So hopefully you guys bear with me as I get through this. But again, 500 in the house. If you guys can for us, smash that like button. Really appreciate the support that you guys have shown us today. And thanks for picking us as your destination for enjoying Tottenham Hotspur.
Let's see if we can get a move going here now. Make it a bit more comfortable than what it was. Good ball over the top for Kulu. Can he find Dom Werner? Madison? Anyone?
Oh, he had Madison. Oh, making that late run in the box.
They're so lucky. The ball keeps just staying in play.
Oh, great tackle.
Kulu. That's a corner kick.
Tackle from Pedro.
What a challenge. I love Pedro. He's so small but mighty. He plays with such panache, but he's a powerhouse, Jack.
That was a lovely interception from Pedro Porro. Corner for Spurs.
Come on, this is the Rombom time. Rombom or VDV. It's your mum. Or Benticore even. He deserves one. I wonder will Tottenham go with the short corner. They like that routine. Or are we going to get the one-handed near post ball? Two hands. It's a short one. Finds his way out to Porro.
Romero!
Oh,
How did he
no.
not gotten that on target, Romero? What happened
I
there?
think you jumped too early, Jack.
Yeah. It looked like a good ball.
Good ball.
Johnson!
Pull it.
Oh!
Oh, comes off the keeper's shoulder. It looks like. Is that
Offside.
offside?
Interesting.
Offside,
He didn't
yeah.
look off.
Unlucky. I thought Parra was going to
Oh,
crack
he was
that.
well
Great.
on. Fuck off, ref. He was well on.
Was it Johnson was off when he played it, maybe? No,
No,
Johnson.
they didn't give us the chance.
Come on, Tottenham. Press them nice and high now. Don't give up. This has worked for us. They've gone long into the striker.
No one
Straight
there.
back to Romero. Pedro Porro, the Porrinator, postman. Delivers UK wide. Back to Vicario. Oh, not there. Oh, Lord, Vicario taking
Cario,
these
good
risky
risk.
balls through the
That was a
middle.
good risk.
Doji, great play. Play it off now. Well done to Madison. Let's go, Matty.
Oh,
To
he had that
Werner.
run from Solanke. But he
Werner
finds
flicks it forward for a
Udogi.
Doji. Go on,
Sir!
Adobe. Ref, fuck me. Jesus
Sir!
Christ, that's a UFC kick.
Sure.
Fucking hell.
What's this going on here, ref? Now he's just
He's not
doing some
even
time
again.
wasting.
Stop
Just time
battling again.
wasting.
He's a prick. Oh, my Lord. It's assault, ref. He hasn't even come in to win that ball. He's just come in for the man.
And he's totally fine. What a surprise.
Oh, you were working
lethal goal
last night,
scorer.
Lee. You bouncer, barman. What are you, Lee? Night worker. Kulu. Good ball to Werner. Good ball into... Who's that? Ref? Jesus Christ. Come on, referees. Like,
Ref, how is
fuck
he
me,
not
he's
getting a
all
foul
over.
there? He's just gotten taken down again.
This referee's disgusting me. Oh, it's out to
Well back
Matoma.
with a switch of play to Matoma.
Par, you got to stop him.
One-on-one with Pedro. Johnson also
That's a good
tracking
ball by
back there.
Matoma.
Tries to get a block on the cross to Minta. Minta here has to play backwards to Dunk.
Get out.
Veltman with a cross blocked by Bentoncourt. Can Vic get this? Oh, he can't get on.
I was dipping under the crossbar.
Yeah, he had to parry it over the crossbar there. A corner for Brighton.
The intensity seems to have dropped off a little since half-time. Ooh,
Could be the case
off the
that we
bar.
just got a little rattled by that.
Yeah, that goal. Yeah, Vicario had to parry that one. It's another ball
Another
in.
cross, one by
It's a free header. Oh, Vic.
Vicario easily untroubled. Gonna get the Vic haircut anytime soon, Dave? The Vicario? You guys have a
Dunno, I
similar
might,
hairstyle.
Jack. I might. I used to rock that when I was younger. Back in my days where I had to use bird repellent, you know. I got Kulu.
Just a little too far in front of Kulu there. Can he win this? Romero
Oh,
has to
no,
step out.
Matoma.
He leaves himself a bit exposed.
Oh,
Matoma,
save
good
Vicario.
shot. Estupinian,
Well done,
great
Vic.
job, Vicario. Good hands.
So alert. Back up straight off the ground. Love that.
Safe hands from Vicario. Romero got caught out there, stepping out, trying to win this from Welbeck. It's a good hold-up
Oh.
play from Welbeck.
Well, people saying we're still in the dressing room. It seems like that.
Yeah, that's the thing. The Spurs in other games actually come out in the second half.
Oh, whoa,
Kulusevski missed
come on,
the half
Kulu.
of these. Had a
You've
good
got
chance
5 here
Down
at the back.
right side to Solanke.
Oh.
Just too far in front for Solanke. Not a good ball from Kulu.
Oh.
Solanke looks frustrated by that.
I think Werner should have gambled as well.
Ooh, lovely
sort of
back
was
heel
hesitant.
from
Well,
lovely
that's
play
Gareth
again.
Bale. That's Gareth
Kulusevski.
Bale running off the pitch.
Kulusevski and Brennan Johnson have been combining so well.
Could Solanke have went sliding in there? Oh, maybe not. Maybe.
Probably could have given it an effort, but it did look a bit far in front.
That's great from Akulu. Running off the
Yeah.
pitch. That's brilliant. Corner kick to Tottenham. It's the in-swinger. It's Madison. Plays it short to Kulu. Kulu. Oh, Porro. No.
Deflected.
Whatever routine they've done during the week, that quite didn't come off there. Brighton with the ball. Veltman. Someone just go and smash him before the game's over. Dunk. Out wide to Stupinian. Plays it into Matoma. He's causing us problems. He's played in. No! Fuck off.
No, 2-2.
We're in the dressing room. Oh, he hasn't for ages.
It's going to be a spicy game now.
Why, Tottenham? That's fucking 2-0 up. We could have been 5, and now we're down to 2-2.
Yeah.
Why?
You have to think about those chances from the first half now. You have to think about those chances from the first half.
The intensity is gone as well. There's no intensity in the press. We've just allowed them to play right through us there. They're all Spurs players looking at each other. No one really knows what's going on. They're shell-shocked right now. It's not good. It is not good. We could end up losing this if this continues. It's just, look, there's no intensity on the press. Everyone's retreating. You look, it's just poor. Everyone's so far off it. So far off it. Look, didn't even get close to one man there on that move. Straight from the back line all the way to the front line. Everyone's 10 yards off. No intensity to really get anything done there either. Fuck me. It's piss poor. It's weak, actually.
It's kind of Romero and Van de Ven, too, kind of both missing challenges.
Edoji as well. He's been poor as well. He missed a challenge there. It's everybody. Even the midfield, they're just dropping back. Postecoglou doesn't even know what's going on. What was good in the first half, we were pressing them and making them go long. Now we're retreating and we're allowing them to play through us.
I'm definitely frustrated with the defensive errors there, but I think you more kind of look at maybe some of the missed chances in that first half.
It's that first goal for me that set the tone. It should never have happened. Edoji keeping fresh air sort of left it open for this. But yeah, you're right. Some of the missed chances in the first half. But you know, when you're 2-0 up, there's no excuses to come out with the lack of intensity we have. We thought the game was done. We thought it was easy.
Now Brighton have come to play. It's going to be game on from here on out. It's going to be a good game.
Well, we did say it would be an exciting game full of goals. What have we done? Good ball here to Kulu. It's not over yet, though. We're breaking away. Kulu onto Johnson. We need to spark him back into life again. To Bentancur. Out to Werner. What can he do?
Timo.
Cuts inside.
Oh, finds Kulu.
Kulu
couldn't make his mind up.
Oh, what's the chat saying at 2-2? Dara says we got too cocky. I think so, man. I think so. Look, long way to go. Still time to sort of go and get the 3 points. It's just not ideal from Tottenham. Van de Ven. It does referee. Fuck me. Give him a card now. How many more do you want Veltman to do today? He's even giving you the fingers there.
Yeah, what's he giving that for? Is he saying only 2 challenges? He's had like 3 or 4.
Oh, fuck me. Like, that's a horrific challenge. Could do his calf there. Ref, that's a penalty. That's a fucking penalty. We'll have a look at that. Blabus took him out. Artist T says that goal came from the wasted corner. Fair point. Oh, no, they're in behind here again. Oh, no, Van de Ven's been done. It's on to Matoma. Don't let him shoot. Great block.
Van de Ven. Or Kulu. That was
well done, Johnson.
Kulu.
Go on, Johnson. Go on.
Go on, kid. Well done, Johnson. Good hold-up play. Great hold-up play. Oh, no one there. What's happened there? Kulu is complaining.
Oh.
Kulu must have gotten blocked off.
We're at 6s and 7s across that back line. We are all over the place at that back line right now. They're looking erratic. Oh, no, Van de Ven's looking tired. He's got done there. Way too easy, Van de Ven. Oh, the intensity needs to come back. We need to wake up here. Brighton with the corner kick. Minta standing over it. It's going to be an in-swinger. Do not allow Dunker Welbeck on the end of this.
Well done, Pedro. Come on, lads. Get some control back in the game.
Porro. Come on, there's not even any movement off the ball now. Van der Ven.
Good turn there, VDV. You have Udogie. Madison dropping deep for Vicario. Van de Ven building out an attack here. Solanke, good dropping deep and hold up play. Well
Good
done.
ball, Doshi.
VDV, he's been a little sloppy this half,
Yeah.
VDV.
He's been very sloppy this half. He's worrying me.
Romero. To Pedro. Goes over the top for Johnson. Can Kulu win this?
Well done.
Oh,
Done the initial part, right?
good pressure, Solanke.
Come on, Tottenham. We're all just retreating now. The press is completely
Yeah,
gone.
the press is also a bit slacking off here. Come on, guys. Step out to them.
He's been brilliant today, Matoma. Fuck me.
Well done. Good tackle, Pedro. Oh, how Kulu. There you go. Sir!
That is a free. That one's a fucking free. Give him a yellow.
Is he giving it to Brighton?
That's disgusting.
He's giving it to Brighton.
May as well put a candy stripe kit on the fucker.
Jeez, this referee. How's he giving it to them? Playing out from the back here, Brighton. Oh, good pressure.
I think about a midfield change, to be honest with you. The intensity in that midfield is completely gone.
You think Kulu and Madison could be slacking off then?
Yeah, Kulu, Madison, Van der Ven and Udogie haven't covered themselves with glory at the start of this half either.
No.
Forward players, it's hard to get them in the game right now when they're not really getting any service. All they can do is work backwards.
Yeah, as much as we want to see Mikey Moore play, it's
Well,
not
that
really
opportunity's gone now.
Well, it's also just, is it really on the forwards, the second half? It's not been. Like I said, I think we're ruining some of the missed chances from the first half, but defensively we need to be better. Oh, no.
My fucking God.
Oh,
Jesus
no, is it
Christ.
3? Fucking hell.
How are
Fucking hell,
they just
Udogie again getting
That's
beat.
disgusting.
Are
Fuck
you
me,
serious?
Udogie and Van der Ven have just been shocking this half. They've been absolutely railroaded. How the fuck have we allowed Brighton to come back 3-2 here? That is absolutely disgusting. We may as well go back into the dressing room. That is turgid 15 to 20 minutes at the start of the second half. We've just come out, no intensity. We got too cocky. We thought the game was done. Oh my fucking God. And we've just allowed them to absolutely barrel their way through there. Udogie and Van der Ven really need to fucking pick it up this half.
3 goals in 20 minutes.
Look at Udogie. He's just standing there. Oh, fuck me. Oh, it's Madison, not Van der Ven. That's poor from Madison.
I think it's Bentancur
Or is it
here.
Bentancur? That's piss poor. That's weak from Bentancur. That's weak. You got to go in there and with every intent. He's got to slide in along with him. Oh, fuck me, Tottenham. You just don't do things the easy way. How have we found ourselves in this situation? No, it's too late to fucking wake up now.
It's hard to react to this.
Very hard. Do you know what? When you come out of a half, out of half time like that, and you're 2-0 up, it's very hard to get yourself going again.
Timo.
Fuck me, foreigner.
Now's not the time.
Udogie.
Udogie's been all over the shop in the
Minta
second
has
half.
ran him ragged this half.
Udogie's all over the shop defensively in the second half. Just for me, it's a combination of two things. It's really poor defending in the second half, but I do still look at some of the missed chances from the first. I mean, this game
Yeah.
it didn't it 2-0 is a very dangerous lead at times. You can get a bit ahead of yourself. Maybe some of the players did. They sort of thought they were in
Took the
cruise
foot off the
control,
gas.
thought they could run away with this one, but 2-0 is still a very you're still technically in the game. And Brighton have shown that. I mean, we should have been 4 goals up. We should have been in that first half.
I think he's going to have to get Dragusin on, move Van de Ven out to left back and try something different up against Minty, because you can't challenge him now, and it's going to come back to cost us even more.
Yeah, he could go for Jed Spencer. He could go for Dragusin. But it's also, I mean, Brighton have really taken their chances in the second half. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like every single opportunity they've had, they put away. Bar for the Welbeck sitter. Oh, unlucky Timo.
Every bounce of the ball is just falling there.
Yeah,
Fucking way
the
as well.
bounces of the ball are not going our way either.
Come on, get after it now. A bit of intensity. It's too late now to wake up, but I'll take it. Fuck me.
Need a quick equalizer.
There's no point standing off them, allowing them to play around like this either. Someone going, fuck, oh my God. If I see another player beat 3 men, I'm going to fucking scream. One of yous, wake the fuck up. Wake up. There's 3 players he's beating there, and they're all throwing out lazy legs. None of them want to run with him. Fuck me. $20 left to try and fucking rescue this. They better do it.
Madison, Takulu. Out for a throw-in. I don't even know what to say. I'm just shell-shocked. No, it's very shell-shocking. I think it's pretty simple for me, though. I think it's really bad defensive errors in the second half. Lack of intensity as well, but then it's also on the forwards in that first half. Specifically, I hate to say it, but I know he's not everyone's favorite, but Timo Werner in the first half, he had 2 excellent opportunities.
Yeah.
And not to score, to actually provide an assist.
Yeah.
Kulu. And then also Madison had an opportunity.
He's died
as
off
well.
this half. He hasn't really been involved at all this half. He hasn't been involved defensively or going forward. He's barely touched the ball. Benticore's been piss poor. This Van de Ven and Adoji, I'm very surprised with. Very, very surprised with them too this half. Come on, Madison. Good delivery here. Tottenham have gone for the short one.
Pedro.
Get out.
Out for another corner. Out for another corner. 70 minutes in, though. I mean, Ange does have to think about substitutions. I mean, now you have to get back into the game. It's not like you're even protecting a lead. You got to get back into it.
Thing is, once they scored the second, I would have been looking at subs then, because you just know something's not right. They've come out, with the complete wrong attitude. What the fuck was that? It's getting worse as it goes on this half. Another shit corner that goes all the way back to our fucking goalkeeper. Madison. Good
Great
ball.
pass and Udogi.
Right, Werner, skin him.
Always
Now
rising.
it's time to take him off.
Yeah. Brighton are the first one to make a change. And CISO was preparing to come on.
How are you allowing him to hold that up like that? Fuck me. Daniel Larson with the super chat says Andrew's getting out tactic by a 30-year-old. I don't buy that. I don't buy that. We absolutely destroyed them in the first half. We've come out second half, too cocky, too arrogant, thinking we were going to steamroll them 5 or 6-0. This isn't tactic related or anything. This is just purely about the attitude our players have come out in the second half. Purely about that.
Yeah, for me as well, Daniel. Again, I'd look at some of the missed opportunities from the first half where we would have been 4 goals clear, 3 goals clear in that first half, and then this would have made this comeback even harder for Brighton. If you're only 2 goals ahead, there's still that hope, there's still that belief that they can come back. Where if we put it 3 goals ahead, 4 goals ahead in the first half, which we should have done, Timo Werner had chances. You look as well as the opportunities that Madison had, should have been able to put it away in the first half. We could have been 3 goals, 4 goals clear. And then also just really, really bad defending in the second half. I think I look back at most of the goals we've conceded. Again, not a lot of them really are like stylistically.
Also, just want to say, I'm starting to see in the chat, next level English there. Happy Clappers just turn off the TV and say, la, 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 la. Look, why is it whenever we lose or win a game, Spurs fans are constantly trying to throw shit in people's fucking face? We're all in this together. We win together, we fucking lose together. As soon as we were after winning 5 on the bounce, as soon as a loss comes around, and out, everyone at each other's fucking tits. You know what I mean? Just fucking relax. I get it. None of us are happy with what we've seen. But just relax a little. It's not the fans' problem. And I don't know how many times I have to say this to people. It's a fucking stupid narrative. In fact, it's dumb.
No, it is. We watch the game, please. Not look at James Milner.
Ah, lads, come on. Holy shit. 3 is his turn there.
Jerome saying defense made 3 mistakes and we were going at Ange for this. Seriously, what the hell? I think it was mostly individual errors, Jerome. I would agree with you.
100%.
And again, I'd still look at it where, yeah, we might concede a goal or 2 sometimes playing this way, but I still look at the chances that we created. I mean, we should actually have more than 2 goals. Oh, we should have more than 2 goals, and the goals that we did concede were majority individual errors for me. I'd agree with you.
Finn McMullen, you're saying his management is awful now, but I could go back to the first half where we were praising the football we were playing and stuff like that, The thing is, the team came out too cocky, 2-0 up, thought they could walk this. The lack of intensity is not there. Yeah, the lack of intensity. Yeah, we could blame the manager for that if you want, but it's also on the players, to come out the way we have. You could see it coming, Van de Ven taking ages to get turned on the ball and shit like that, Good ball around the corner. Go on, Bentancur. Play someone. Ball out to Werner. What can he do? He's got Dozier on the overlap. He feeds him. Can he get it in? Tom Solanke made a good run there. Bentancur. Romero.
Just need to grab an equalizer here.
That doesn't even look like it's coming.
There's plenty of time, but we do need to get some momentum, get some control back in the game.
fuck
Brighton
me.
just getting it cleared. Take him on, Timo.
Right.
There you go. Into Kulu. Don't foul. There you
Well
go.
done. Come on, Spurs.
Pedro goes for a shot. He's asking for a handball.
Never going to get that.
Well done, Pedro. Good touch. Into Kulu. That's a
Ref.
foul, referee. Solanke tries to thread through Romero. Madison. Still Madison. Oh,
Play it,
selfish there,
Werner.
man. You got to play Timo.
Fucking
You got to
hell.
play Timo there. It's selfish.
Shawnee Malik says the problem isn't tactics. Sanchez losing in game management. 2 passive players were flat and no changes. That I can fully understand that. To be fair, my man, you know, coming out flat. Yeah, he probably should have made changes early. Should have probably made them when they were 2, when they scored that second, and sort of seen what was coming on. Look, we have had conversations about this in the past, but you know, to put this all on Ange and say he's out tacticked and stuff like that, I'm not having that. But big up, Shawnee. That I think you're spot on there. And then Artist T says, someone on the Reddit make a good point. Edoji has been poor, but that's at least the 6th goal we've conceded because Romero is in La La Land.
Maybe on the Welbeck header. I didn't get a full grip of the replay, but I think Romero might have lost Welbeck on the cross.
Yeah,
And
but
didn't
that
seem
ball
to
should
have.
never have come across from there. Should never have come across. Edoji and Bentoncourt, 2 players to try and snuff it out. I get it. You know, and look, you know, I'm not going to excuse Romero on that. You got to stay concentrated. You got to expect the unexpected. That ball should never have come across either. Bentoncourt was weak in that challenge. Well, we'll get a replay though. We'll have another another look at it, my man. Big yourself up. Really appreciate the support, Artist T. And then we've got We Are Spurs TV says, let's go, Tottenham. Oh.
Come on, you
Look,
Spurs
I'm
as always.
hoping.
Just definitely very deflating. We Are Spurs TV. I'm keeping the faith that we could get an equalizer.
I don't see it coming. We're just so flat, and we just look out of ideas right now. Oh, come on, Tottenham. 10 minutes.
Okay, why do we have to look at Pascal Gross for more than 10 seconds? We even missed the goal kick and everything. I mean, Jesus.
Cameraman,
The game
is a
not
joke.
entertaining enough for the cameraman. Kulu. Into Udogi. Good turn from Udogi. Unlucky.
Solanke.
Matters. Win this. Just not getting the bounce of the ball here.
Very, very frustrating game. It didn't need to be like this. That's the thing. We were in such cruise control. It was in our grasp.
Basuma has come on for Bentoncourt, it looks like. He gives it away.
And that's the fucking problem with the guy.
Even Pedro having a loose touch.
We just come out with the complete wrong attitude. We thought we'd keep possession and walk this.
Basuma, jeez, man.
Jesus fucking Christ, what is wrong with him? Oh my Lord, he's pissing me off. Like, what is that?
Basuma nearly plays it out of bounds.
That's a fucking joke. We're 3-2 up and we need someone to come on and make an impact. And he's doing that. What chance have we got?
Put the pressure on. Madison. Romero building out an attack here. Clips it to Kulusevski's drop deep. Kulu, little dink ball into Solanke. Madison finds Udogi. Time and space for destiny. Matters. Has to go back to Basuma. Romero.
Someone make a movement, please.
Romero finds Kulu. Lovely ball into Destiny. Destiny! Oh, it's a good shot.
Who's gambling? Who's gambling?
A good shot. It's a decent save. It's a good turn from Destiny Udogi. Felt like maybe he had a pass on, though, there. He went for the shot instead. Maybe he had the pass, though. I think he had the pass.
Oh, my. If they get one more bounce of the ball going their way, I swear it's destiny.
Good recovery from Romero.
How many times has the ball ricocheted straight into their favor? Fuck me.
Artist T saying, how did Udogi survive the chopping block? I think just because we don't really have anybody that can come on except Jed Spence. But to be honest, you know, Andrew's loyalty to Jed Spence doesn't seem to be that strong. He doesn't seem to favor him that much. And then also, you know, the only other option is either Dragishin comes in and then Mickey Van de Ven goes to left back, but we need to get a goal. It's difficult. Artist D.
How long did they want at the corner, ref? How long here?
Cleared away by Johnson. Out for a goal kick.
Mikey Moore, 5 minutes, gone for Kulu. Is it? No, it's not Kulu. He's just getting water. Who's coming on for? Madison. Come on, Moore. Now's the time to make yourself a hero. It's ball in behind for Mikey Moore. Tries to put it back. Well done. Well done, Kulu. Good ball. Oh, who's there? Oh, this game is really testing me. I'm going to kill this fucking fly. It's pissing me off.
Time is running out. Need to get our foot on the ball, though. We can't just go for these last-minute clearances.
We've been shy second half. We've created absolutely nothing of note either.
Pedro into Basuma.
Van der Ven.
Kulusevski dropping deep to help out Van der Ven. Finds Mikey Moore. Can the Mikester get us a late equalizer?
He'd make himself a hero right now if he could, that's for sure. Romero, please start speeding it up a little. There's 3 minutes left, man. He's been useless today, Van der Ven. He has been so poor today.
Sar finds Pedro. Pedro, nice pass into Basuma. Johnson dropping deep for Basuma. In behind for Solanke, it's never the right option.
Why does he keep giving away the football?
Is that Basuma who played that?
Yep.
Yeah, that was not the right pass.
He's forcing it now. And when we want him to force it, he does it 5 yards. Go on, Solanke.
Pedro. Can't win it. All dealt with. Basuma, good turn, man. Sar. Come on, lads. Have to build out another attack here. Have to speed it up as well. Destiny. Mikey. Lovely feet. Nothing there. Have to get forward, lads. Have to get it up the pitch. Good ball from Pedro Porro. Better run
Great
from
take,
Sar. It's a great touch as well to Solanke. No. Nearly. Come on, lads. You have to keep up the press. You have to keep up the intensity. All right, they're just going to be hoofing out of play now. Let's grab an equalizer, boys.
Come on, Spurs.
To Solanke, nearly.
Come on, if there's every time we need a Rambam or a Van der Ven goal, it's now from this corner. Come on, 4 minutes left. Let's go. Let's try and get something here.
Only 4 minutes added on.
Here. Gee, now they get cramped. Now they get cramped. We're the ones playing midweek, not them. That's a whole minute they've wasted here now.
Mikey Moore taking the corner.
No one there.
Uh-oh.
No way. No way are we doing this from a corner.
Jeez. No foul, referee. No foul. Basuma, man. Get into the...
Another one from a corner. If you're going to keep them all on side, you have to pick someone, Basuma. Well done. Tackle. Let's go, Tottenham. One more time.
Come on, lads.
Break them now. They've all broke up field.
You got to get rid of it, man. Where are you dribbling into a blind alley? You got to get rid of it. That's what they wanted you to do. That's what they wanted to take you down, man. You had to get rid of it. We did not need a free kick there.
That's just going straight back to the goalkeeper. What the fuck was that?
Who kicked that? Was that Romero?
There's no one even there to go and challenge him, like.
God, stadium must have been absolutely dead silent with the way we played in that first half.
Yeah.
And then to give it away like this. Oh, Sarr nearly onto it. Just not getting any bounces of the ball our way. Come on, boys. Just got to get launched here.
No, Jesus.
Sloppy
Man.
from Mickey.
Fuck me. He's been piss poor today. Right, Rami, make up for this. Let's go forward. You got Sarr, use him.
Johnson,
oh,
too
Lord.
heavy.
Just
Way
use
too heavy.
Sarr. Feed Sarr. He feeds Johnson. It's not hard.
Really poor second half from pretty much the whole back
We have
line.
just been shit.
I'd say
half,
bar
the whole
Pedro
back line.
Porro. Bar Pedro Porro, the whole
He's
back
been shite.
line's been
Matoma's
shite.
ran him ragged all game.
Yeah.
Anytime Matoma's got the ball down that side, he's ran him ragged. He's had a few good pieces in possession, Porro, but defensively he's been piss poor.
Mm.
Move off for more.
Nice. Oh, sir!
That's a free ref.
Oh, my
No.
Lord, Raph, fuck off! He's just got hit in the face. The referee hasn't given us anything.
How the fuck have we lost that? Yeah, that's game 3-2 to Brighton. From 2-0 up, we've lost it 3-2. How the fuck has that happened? Honestly, I do not believe how we've lost that game. From where we were in the first half, we were railroading them, we were dominating possession, creating chances at will. Didn't really trouble us too much defensively. You know, we were in such cruise control. And then we come out second half, and everything we done good in the first half completely went. The biggest thing for me was our press. Our press was non-existent in that second half. We just allowed Brighton to play the ball from back to front and go and score goals against us. Nowhere near good enough from Tottenham Hotspur in that second half. Came out completely flat. Rude the missed chances we didn't take in the first half. They've come back to bite us. You know, Jack's constantly be talking about being clinical. And then we left it too late to even make changes. You know, once they scored the first, the warning signs were there. You're thinking someone on the pitch rally the troops here, wake them up. Then the second comes, you're thinking, right, substitution needs to happen in that midfield now. They're just walking through it. Too late. We wait till we go 3-2 down and then we react. It's nowhere near good enough. Nowhere near good enough. Off the back of the Man United defeat, off the back of the run we've been on. And don't get me wrong, credit to them for going on that run. But you could have had a big opportunity today. Aston Villa have dropped points. Chelsea have dropped points. United have dropped points. You know, and we have Brighton, you know, in and around us. This was a huge opportunity for us to really kick up that league and head into the international break in, you know, in good form. But we've absolutely blown it, and that's the biggest frustrating thing for me today. Yes, we can sit here and pull out hands for leaving it too late to react with the substitutions, but I don't want to hear anybody tell me that this was, you know, was tactics and shit like that. We just came out second half flat. Porro got ran ragged by Matoma all game. Adoji got ran ragged by Minton in the second half. Van de Ven was way fucking off his usual levels, which is strange considering he was rested midweek. And Romero again looked out of sorts, to be honest with you. Maddison went hiding in the second half. Bentancur went hiding in the second half. You know, it's just not good enough all around in that second half. It's piss poor. Really piss poor. And it just goes to show, you know, you can't get too cocky at this fucking level against, you know, especially in the Premier League. I don't know how we've ended up losing this game. Really Spursy, that.
Really Spursy, but also it just shows the lesson. I'm surprised we do have to learn this lesson, but it feels like we're learning a lesson of you have to play the whole 90 minutes. You can't just expect to be able to walk over the team in the second half playing, you know, 50%. We played really well in that first half. We were all over them. I'd argue we still need to be more clinical in that first half. But if you find yourself 2 goals up in the first half, I mean, that's a great position to find yourself in. You just
away
have
from
to see
home,
the
you
game
can't let
through.
that slip.
Yeah, you have to see the game through. And we looked brilliant in the first half, and then we were clueless in the second half. It just was a game of 2 halves. And compared to Man United performance, which was a complete 90-minute performance, this was kind of different, right? Where we were debatably better even in the first half of this game than we even were against Man United in the first half. But the difference was in this game, we actually went on to actually sort of just be our own worst enemy, just clueless defending, lackadaisical sort of effort and concentration from the back line. and we ended up being our own worst enemy, and we punished ourselves and let Brighton back into the game. But even if we concede one goal, you could sort of then just try to collect yourselves, but we just lost our heads, really lost our heads once we conceded that first goal, and we just gave the game to Brighton. It did look like, actually, once we conceded the first, that if Spurs didn't wake up quickly, that this game was really in danger, and turns out it was. Just really poor to see that Spurs just are learning this lesson. You know, you have to play the whole 90 minutes. You have to see the game through. I felt like we could have given ourselves maybe some more goals in that first half. We could have been 3 goals, 4 goals up, but can't win them all. And that means you have to rely on the back line then to, you know, do their job as well. And the back line just didn't do their job in the second half. They were all over the shop. And then everyone kind of ended up being all over the place. There wasn't really anybody that stood out in a good way, I'd say, in that second half. I don't think anybody had a good second half. And it was really poor, just not learning the lesson that you have to play the whole 90 minutes. You have to see the game through. We just didn't at all.
I don't
Painful
even
one
know
to
what
take,
say.
really painful and really unexpected one to take. And it's hard to make sense of it because Spurs were so good in that first half that, in my opinion, they could have won the game practically in the first half. They were that good, but we didn't. We sort of, didn't, there were 2 or 3 chances from Timo Werner that should have gone in the back of the net, either with an assist or could have just scored. Some other players as well, but who really cares? We could have just saw the game out in that first half. Didn't. But we played well enough that all we need to do is just do something similar in the second half, and this game would have been ours. But we could play completely the opposite. We looked slow. We looked lethargic. Looked like, the game was basically ours, and just really, really poor. Really poor. And we just learned in the lesson of you have to play the whole 90 minutes. You have to see the game out, and we just haven't done. Really, really, just really naive, really, from the team in the second half.
And it just goes to show, we've still got a lot of things to learn. In terms of mentality and stuff like that. Honestly, they make it very hard to support this club because of the such up and down nature of it. It's just, it's nowhere near good enough. When you're 2-0 up away from home, you have to see that out, especially when your away form is as rocky as ours. You have to see that out from that position. And to be honest, I'm surprised they didn't expect Brighton to come out and show a lot more in the second half. You've got to expect that. They're in front of their home crowd, for fuck's sake. They have an unbeaten home record to protect, which they did end up doing that. But you cannot let 2-0 slip away from home. You're not going to get yourself into a better position all season away from home to be able to go and win them games. Against United, we followed it up with a second half performance. Again, today we didn't. We got too cocky. We thought it's too easy. We thought we were the cock of the walk, and we absolutely threw it away. Threw 3 points, just handed them to Brighton. And it's games like this that are going to come back and haunt you at the end of the season in terms of Champions League qualification or Europa League qualification, Europa Conference League qualification. It's just naive at its best. It's really naive at its best. I'd love to know what went on in that dressing room at halftime, because clearly whatever went on in there, or the lack of what went on in there, it sort of showed itself in the second half. It's nowhere near good enough. And you know what? We just had some off days from players that you don't expect it.
Yeah.
Van de Ven, Adoji, players like that, you don't expect it. Really bad off days. Don't get me wrong, and I'm not using this as an excuse. But every bounce of the ball seemed like it went their way. Even that second goal, bounce of the ball went their way. Third goal, I think as well, bounce of the ball went their way in the build-up to the goal. But all Brighton done really was just turn up the intensity on us in the second half.
Yeah.
And we couldn't get close to them. It was embarrassing. It was absolutely embarrassing. We couldn't get close to them. They were just popping balls around for sport, and we were 10, 15 yards off them every single opportunity. What went well for us in the first half was we pressed the living crap out of them. We forced their goalkeeper to go along. We took the ball off them, went back at them. In the second half, that just completely went. They left their legs in the dressing room, and then what we done is we just allowed them to play through us. Nice short passes, which is what they want to do. It's what they wanted to do. And that press killed us not having that in the second half. It belonged with people being lethargic and the missed chances in the first half. Timo Werner, first 30 seconds of the game, ball across to Brennan Johnson. I mean, I'm sorry, but you're not going to get an easier pass. There's nobody in his way. It's a 10-yard ball across to Brennan Johnson. He absolutely balloons it. The end product is nowhere near good enough. Kudu had a chance, didn't take it. Maddison, although he scored today, he had a couple of chances, hesitant to pull the trigger. Look, a lot of things that have been flagged up in weeks before this run and maybe coming back to haunt us today. Now it's just about how do we move on from this? How do we respond from this, Jack? We've got tough games coming up against West Ham, Aston Villa, Man City all after the international break. This is a blow in terms of momentum, in terms of confidence. And now it's up to Ange Postecoglou and the leaders in that dressing room to pick us up and just say, look, it's a blip on the radar. We've got to learn from it. And, the response from this will be very, very interesting.
Yeah, it will be. Everybody send in your thoughts. Also, if you are a fan show member, elite show member, send in your thoughts post-match, please. Be happy to upload those for the channel today or tomorrow. If you are a fan show member, elite show member, do send in your post-match fan cams, your post-match thoughts. It's hard one to wrap your heads around because it felt like it was kind of in our hands, but Spurs just didn't see the game through. And there's no easy win in the Premier League, as some people have said in the chat. And it felt like Spurs kind of seemed to have thought that. They thought that it was going to be easy. They thought they could see the game through with sort of cruising speed like mentality, and it's just not the case. You have to maintain the intensity levels and the concentration, and it was just really poor from individual players in the back line in that second half. Keith Edwards saying 3 mistakes from Udogie and more on with 6 minutes to go for F's sake. Yeah, I mean, the only thing I can really pin on Ange for this one might be the substitutions yet again. Just sometimes he doesn't seem to get the timing of it right, where he either waits too long. Most of the time, it's usually just waiting too long. Usually he doesn't wait, or usually doesn't do it early or anything. Usually it just ends up waiting too long, where the momentum is clearly shifting towards the opposition and, in their favor. And then he kind of just seems to keep the faith that, things will sort of carry and things will maybe sort of go our way. But, in Premier League, you do get punished sometimes, and you have to see if you can be proactive and make a change that could, I don't know, stall the momentum, could maybe force Brighton or the opposition to think about something differently. And we just sort of persisted with the same sort of cruising, lackadaisical, lethargic nature, and we got really punished for it in this game. Keith Edwards and Udogie as well, just, and all 3 goals, you could say, played a part in it. Just the bounce of the ball wasn't going his way, but also just kind of lazy, sort of lackadaisical defending from him, where he felt like he won the challenge, didn't realize that, he just got skinned past each time. And then we also had some pretty poor recoveries from each time that Udogie got skinned by. Bentancur didn't do well on one of them. Van de Ven didn't do well on them. And also Romero didn't do well on recovering in some of those situations either. It's just poor from the whole back line. Yeah. I feel like in that second half, to be honest, lots of mistakes and really not even down that much to the system. I think Ange Postecoglou needed to make changes. Don't get me wrong. The in-game management could have been a bit better, but the goals, again, that we conceded, I don't think really had that much to do with the system. Just more had to do with just really bad individual mistakes and errors. And we just need to be sharper in these moments, especially when put under pressure like that. Daniel Larson saying, I want to hear Ange halftime talk. Wonder what it was. Like, it felt like maybe you would say more of the same, really, lads. Like, in the first half, you played that well in the first half. You would probably just say more of the same. It could have been the case, though, that maybe he didn't give them that reminder of, you have to keep your concentration levels, though, on you. Because Brighton, fair play to them, they did not give up. Even though they were really outplayed in that first half, we dominated them in that first half. They stayed in it. They didn't let it go to 3 goals. They didn't let it go to 4 goals. And they had at least maybe a chance in that second half to come back, because it was only a 2-goal lead. You can't come back from a 2-goal lead. And they kept the faith, and they came at us really fast and really hard. And they got maybe a little bit lucky on some of those bounces, but we just also lost our heads the moment that we conceded that first goal. And just really, really poor from us, to be honest. And just halftime team talk, I would have said more of the same, lads, but maybe he could have said something differently to remind the players. It's a learning lesson for a lot of people. It's even a learning lesson maybe for Ange in this case, just to make sure that these guys do actually keep their concentration. They do actually keep their levels, because everyone seemed to drop off in intensity. Everyone dropped off in focus, and we paid the price for it, Daniel.
And that's for me where I think he got it wrong today personally. That's where I can attribute the blame. He has to be quicker to realise that. This is his team. He works with it day in, day out. He has to be quicker to realise, okay, they're not quite at the second half. I need to pull off a player, make a statement here, and give everybody else sort of that kick up the hole. And unfortunately, he left it till we were 3-2 down to go and do that. That's where I do blame Ange Postecoglou today. That's the blame I attribute. He has to be quicker to recognise that. This is his team. He works with it day in, day out. You should see it coming. We saw it coming. He should see it coming.
And then Ed Sweeting with a comment just saying, absolutely no mystery in what happened. You can't drop the press against a team like
Yeah,
Brighton. We let them back into this game with our lack of intensity, and then the back line let us down with poor errors. I think that's a really good summary, actually, from Ed Sweeting, to be honest, because I think the back line had individual errors, but there was also a lack of intensity in the press, especially even then when it came down to a 2-2 draw where you've already given up 2 goals. Like, you let them back in it, but then that's a real wake-up call. Okay, boys, like, we need to dig deep here. We need to work hard for each other, get back to the similar intensity levels that we had in the first half. And just felt like we just kept dropping, just kept losing, that faith, kept losing sort of that focus and that intensity. And we really got punished for it in that second half because of it. It wasn't over. Even when it was 2-1 up, 2-2, it still wasn't over, but we just never improved at all. We, in fact, just continued to get worse. And then it just felt inevitable then at that stage that Brighton were going to go on to win
yeah,
it. And it's just really poor from a lot of them. We also had a super chat from V Scard as well. Let me get to it. V Scard saying Brighton came alive and just wanted it
yeah,
more. I think that's where you have to
yeah.
show Brighton some credit, Dave, is that they didn't really lose their heads themselves. We lost our heads, but Brighton never lost theirs, right? They went 2 goals behind. They were dominated in that first half. I mean, they played okay. It's not like they played terribly in the first half, but we were by far the better team in that first half. But they didn't lose their heads, and yet we were the ones to lose our heads, right? And they actually showed almost more maturity than we did.
No, 100%. Look, football's a funny old game sometimes. But at 2-0, when you're in the dressing room at halftime getting a rollicking off your manager after being so far off it, two things he would be like, two things. First, you've got absolutely nothing to lose, but go out and run harder and try, and that's what Brighton done at the end of the day. And like we keep saying, like we've said for some time, Jack, a little bit of effort can go a long way. Second of all, all the manager has to say to them is, guys, you're playing in front of your home crowd. You got to go out there and try and salvage something in this second half. So, and the thing is, we didn't expect that. We sort of came out. It's like just more of the same, lads. Popping around. They're going to press you. They're going to make mistakes. Leave spaces open, and we'll play into them and go and kill them off. And it didn't happen like that. We got sloppy in possession. We got arrogant. We didn't take enough risks in possession. We were trying to play it too short. Some of the things we done well in the first half was long balls, use our wit. We didn't do that in the second half. We tried to constantly play it through the middle. Ignoring the likes of Johnson out on the right hand side for large periods of that second half. And it's just not good enough from Tottenham. Brighton caught us cold. We got too cocky. And look, Brighton had nothing to lose, and fair play to them. They've protected their unbeaten home record this season so far.
You have to show Brighton some credit because they actually had a better mentality than we did in this game because they were 2 goals down. We were 2 goals up, and yet they still kept the faith and they still came out strong. And we just cowered when they came out in that way. It was really, really poor from us.
Just quickly, Rav D says, Dave, you should write a book of excuses. You have so many. None of these are excuses, my man, whatsoever. These are things that have happened in the game. People are asking our opinions on things, and I'm going to give them. It's not excuses whatsoever. Don't get me wrong. I'm fucking unhappy like the loss as you are. But don't start taking your problems with this loss or your anger at this loss out on me. Do not start doing that, and do not sit there and say I have fucking excuses when I don't. It's what we're here to do. We're here to talk about the game and stuff like that. What do you want me to do? Sit here and go absolutely everything shite? In reality, it's not. We're after winning 5 games on the bounce. We've lost today. Take the humble pie. It's hard, but I have to take the humble pie and we move on. We don't sit there and say I'm making fucking excuses for the loss when I'm not. It's bullshit.
Even too, like, we're criticizing the players, we're criticizing the mentality, we're criticizing the effort levels. I don't think those are excuses. I think those are criticisms of how things went wrong. It's not even excuses. I think
And that's the thing. I'm not your
misunderstanding the
punching
word.
bag either. I'm not your fucking punching bag. If you can't accept the loss, I can't either. But don't sit here and take it out on me like I'm your punching bag. Don't fucking do that.
Yeah. Just had a comment as well, but I might have lost it. Tom Marcanen saying those players got what they deserved. They were complacent in the second half. Unprofessional as well, the way that Udoji kept slashing out the ball and got Brighton back in. I think Udoji really, I'm going to have to look back at a lot of the goals, but it really was poor defending from everyone involved in that second half. Just individual errors. It's also just not really wanting it enough. It felt like, even Bentancur pulling out, in one of those as well, just really hurt us and just really poor all around. I think we also had one from Dark Sun G saying, at least now, once the break is over, Son and Richie are back. I do look at, I know the first half we played really well, but I still think about some of those rude missed chances that Timo Werner had and some of the decision making that he made in some of those moments and just the execution of some of those passes that should have been goals. Like Brennan Johnson should have had actually a hat trick, in my opinion, where there was, and it's not Brennan Johnson's fault. It's actually, I think, Timo Werner's, and Madison, for the most part, had a pretty good first half, but he had that one moment where he was played in behind and, in my opinion, didn't make the right decision. He could have cut back inside, had a shot himself, or he could have laid it off to Brendan Johnson. It would have been an easy tap in, and he took way too much time, Madison, and then just didn't get a good effort on goals. And then Timo Werner's was even worse, like inside that first 30 seconds. I understand it's the first 5 minutes, 10 minutes of the game, but that's probably the easiest chance that we had in the game. And Timo Werner made a real meal of it. And had that been a Mikey Moore, had that been a Sonny, I think that would have ended up in being a goal, because I know that Sonny can play that pass, and I know Mikey Moore can play that pass, and Timo Werner sadly cannot. And Richarlison is also a good person to have in these situations where things are starting to look a little lackluster in the effort levels, the intensity levels. Richarlison is a guy that does usually come on and sort of cause some nuisance, and comes on with a lot of energy, comes on with a lot of enthusiasm, and that could have helped us. Not saying it would have helped us win the game, but that might have helped us sort of inspire some other players to get back into it. And I think Richarlison could have been useful. And if we had Sonny in this game, I think he would have been able to square that ball to Brennan Johnson inside the first 30 seconds. And then we could have found ourselves 3 goals up in this game and really cruising. But it's all hindsight, and it's just, yeah, it's really frustrating, Dark Sun G. Yeah.
Sometimes people make the game out to be so difficult and stuff. It's not. It's simple. A second half was just purely a lack of effort, a lack of concentration, and too cocky. You know, sometimes everyone wants to find the excuses. It's tactics, it's this, it's that. It's not the case. Today was just simply, we got fucking too arrogant.
Yeah. Paul Connor saying this was all down to the players yet again. First half, players played really well. Second half was a pile of shite. As simple as, you can't blame Ange when players are just stopped playing in the second half. I think a lot of it just had to do with the effort levels. V-Scard saying there's no excuse making. We played good footy in the first half. There's a lot of good to take from the game, but we learned we can't fall asleep and let a Premier League side come back in and take over the game. I think that's a good summary of it as well, from our man V-Scard. But then just quickly had to get back to Al Ben saying, I was never Ange out until he said Werner is a fantastic footballer. Maybe he's not good enough for top level management. No. I don't think, as much as we have frustrations with Timo Werner, I don't think that's worthy of sacking Ange. Yeah, I've never, I don't know, I can't go that far. I nearly went that far in the Coventry City game because Timo Werner was just that shocking that he needed to take him off. But the end of the day, we won the game. But I don't know. Ange's loyalty to Timo Werner, is it really a sackable offense? I'm not so sure. But Dave, I mean,
look, I get it, right? I look at them sort of quotes and I'm like, fuck me, you know, Jesus Christ, what's he saying? But you also have to put yourself in the manager's position, right? He's not a fan. He has to play 5D chess. You know, what's the benefits of him coming out and saying, yep, Werner's useless, he can't score goals? What's the benefits of it? All it does is alienate the player. All it does is, you know, make the player even worse. You know, Ange has to come out and say them sort of things, whether people like it or not. He has to. And they're not something that I'm going to use as a tool to beat the guy with, because I understand that he's not here to pansy down to the fan base and tell us what we want to hear. His main objective is to get the best out of them players, and that's the approach he's coming from in the press conference, and I think there has to be a little bit of understanding.
It's just like, I get pissed off with Timo Werner. In fact, I got pissed off with him today. It's just, he either has to play Mikey Moore again or he goes with Timo Werner. I think it is the right decision to go with Mikey Moore. But to be honest, like, managers are going to make decisions on certain players or certain people that they have trust in that we might not agree with. And that was the case before with Antonio Conte. That was the case before with the likes of Jose. They were loyal to certain players they shouldn't have been. They stuck by certain guys that they shouldn't have. It's happened before, and I think that's part of the things with managers, is that they will have maybe a liking or a certain favoritism to certain guys, and sometimes it can be their undoing. Maybe in this case, it has been the case for Ange that sometimes his loyalty to Timo Werner isn't really his best friend and isn't his best attribute, or, you know, it's not helping out Ange Postecoglou by being so loyal to Timo. But I don't think it's at the end of the day worth sacking over or anything like that. It is a frustration of mine, but I don't think it's something that really is worth sacking over. But I'm probably just at this moment in time just really dejected, really just, yeah, deflated from the way that this all spun out. It's just really, really, really unfortunate. And also, it's just, really poor from everybody involved for me, Alben. But yeah, Werner is shocking. He should have had an assist. Should have probably scored at some point as well. Could have had 2 assists. It's just a very frustrating player. Frankly, Tottenham says if you can't play 180 minutes a week, how do we play? How we play in our first 45 minutes a game? Then and just sticking it to them. Let me read this game. If you can't play 180 minutes in a week, how we play in our first 45 minutes of a game? Then and just sticking it to them. Not sure what he totally means by this one, Dave. Do you?
Yeah, so basically I think what he's trying to say is you can't play 180 minutes with the way Andrew's asking them to play in terms of the press and the possession football and stuff like that. I don't know about that. You know, Pochettino's team were able to sort of, you know, play a version of this attacking football, pressing football, you know, week in, week out. I think you can. You just have to be conditioned for it, to be brutally honest with you. Look, don't get me wrong, it does become tiring, and that's where you need a proper squad. That's where you need a 25-man squad, ideally of everyone to a similar sort of level, you know, for it to really have full effect week in, week out. But again, I don't think tiredness was the problem today in the second half. You know, Bentancur, you know, didn't play during the week. You know, he only came off the bench. Maddison, Brennan Johnson, you know, players like that. I don't, you know, Solanke, they only came off the bench for a few minutes. I don't think tiredness was the problem. I just think we got arrogant and cocky today, to be brutally honest with you. Yeah. And just quickly as well, Batter, I do call out managers and have criticisms of them. The thing is, I say to people, we keep blaming managers. We're on what, number 5 now? When are people going to realize that it's not always the manager's problem?
That, but also, like, at the end of the day, I am getting sick and tired. It's like one week, you know, we're not backing Ange enough, and then the next week, you know, we're backing him too much. You know, at least make your minds up, it feels like, on this case, because, you know, a lot of times we have been quite defensive of Ange, but then at times I've also shown in the previous streams a lot of criticisms towards Ange, and I've expressed my feelings of when he's gotten things wrong. Just seems like we never seem to get it right with you guys sometimes, where certain times we're defending Ange when apparently we're not supposed to be, and then other times we're, you know, criticizing Ange when we aren't supposed to be. It's just getting exhausting at this point. You know, it's just, I think, you know, we're just trying to see, you know, the right direction with this club. And, you know, in recent weeks, it looks like things have taken a turn for, you know, the right direction. And I just think this was a really, really bad 45 minutes that we have to take a lot of lessons from, including Ange Postecoglou, because I think he got the in-game management wrong on this one. But for me, a lot of it just comes down to the players, and that's just how I see it. Frankly, Tottenham also saying we are Man United with better PTS, or I think he means players. I would assume that's what you mean. We are Man United with better players. Really hope we're not Man United in the sense that we're that fragile and that weak. But mentality-wise, this was a big question mark. This game was really poor mentality-wise. Brighton showed better mentality than we did. They were 2 goals down, completely outplayed in that first half, and they kept their heads and they went on to win the game. Whereas we were 2 goals up, felt like that we could just cruise, you know, away from home and just play at 50% levels and end up winning the game. And we just got punished for that. I think a lot of it's just down to mentality, and we have a very weak one at that, frankly, Tottenham. Artist T saying, Ange looked devastated and shell-shocked in the post-game interview, all around inexcusable, and no players on the bench to even change the game. In the case of players off of the bench, I do think we have some, but we don't have technically a lot of the attacking forward options that you would like. You know, Richarlison is injured. He'd be an interesting person to bring off the bench. Of course, Sonny would be playing in this game. He's another big loss. And then Odebear is also injured. So that's 3 forward line players that are out. And any team that finds himself in that situation with 3 forwards out is a difficult situation to be in. And we are still able to field, you know, a decent forward line. But, you know, having guys like Timo Werner on is basically one of the only options isn't ideal. And I think in perfect world, Timo Werner probably doesn't even make the bench in this game. But we don't have all the options available to us. And I think Ange, probably rightfully so, looks pretty devastated and pretty shell-shocked. I imagine he didn't see this one coming, and maybe the players didn't see this coming, but everyone has to take responsibility. From, you know, game management. In Ange's case, you need to make substitutions earlier, you need to see the warning signs earlier, to also, though, the players. The players are, in my opinion, majority at fault for the goals that we conceded. Just really, really sloppy defending and really bad individual errors, and also just no real accountability. It seems like once we made those first mistakes, we didn't go on to correct them, and we didn't go on to change the effort levels and the intensity levels. We sort of just kept the same and kept thinking that we could cruise on to the win no matter what. And we got rightfully punished for that, in my opinion, Artist T. And then he also says we need to cut our losses with Richarlison. He would have been useful, though, to bring on in this point. But that's the thing with Richie. He's never available, and he hasn't been available for a long time. And that is probably the reason why a lot of people are going to let him go or be comfortable with letting him go, because he's on big wages. He came in for a big fee, but he's never available. And this is unfortunate for Richarlison, but it's the truth. It's the reality. He's just not available when we could use him in a scenario like this.
Yeah, look, for Richarlison, it's been a long time. We keep hearing he's going to be back, and he never really takes the field. Part of me thinks the club are just waiting for the first offer or a decent offer to come in for him, and they're going to send him sort of packing on his way at this point. But look, no excuses for today whatsoever from anyone. It's just piss poor. We had 2-0 away from home, 45 minutes to go, in our control, 3 points on the board, six wins on the bounce heading into the international break. It's not good enough from anybody. It's almost like they took the foot off the gas, thinking, "Grand, we'll head into the international break and come back and give it full pelt after." It's nowhere near good enough. No excuses. Ange left it, like I said, way too late to react to what was going on the football pitch. That's not good enough, and he's at fault for that. As for the bench, I don't give him as much pass as I maybe did last season or other managers, because I do think he's got stronger bench to use from. Yes, some of them are younger players, but they're good players, so get them in there and see if they can try and turn a game. Sometimes that's what you need in some of these games. So I don't give him that pass about the bench.
Yeah. I just think, he's also just been hard done by. He doesn't technically have every person that he would available. We don't have a very healthy forward line. We have 3 players out at the moment, and that's never an easy situation for any manager, in my opinion, though. But Artist T, I would agree with you that it's, rightfully a very devastated Ange, and he's got to look at maybe what he could have done differently, especially game management-wise, and also just what he can say to his players differently next time. Q7 saying Ange definitely has to defend his players. However, 6 minutes for more tells me he actually means it. Moore is not going to do any worse than Werner. I think that's where Ange does hurt himself a bit. The persistence with Timo Werner, it does hurt us, because he finds himself with really good opportunities, Timo Werner, but he never ends up actually getting really any end product out of it. He gets into good areas. He works hard to get into those good areas. He seems to do the right thing to get into good areas, but he doesn't ever find the finish or find the pass or anything. It's just a constant letdown. And I think Ange has to maybe come to realize that Timo Werner is just not the player that you can rely on in these situations. You might have to have someone with more composure, someone who can play the pass, someone who can see the opportunity and take it. And Timo's not one of those. He's just not a clinical player whatsoever. He's the opposite of clinical. And we're getting punished for that by continuing with Timo Werner. But Ange, I don't know. It's something that, again, I've had criticisms of in the past. I'm still very much trying to be loyal to Ange, but, sometimes he hasn't been the most, he could give more opportunities to guys like Mikey Moore. He could try to see games like this and see how poor guys like Timo Werner are playing, and he could give them more of a chance and see if that they can go on and win him the game. And I think he wouldn't lose anything by doing that. I don't think it's a lose situation there if he plays Mikey Moore a bit earlier. Throwing him on with 6 minutes to go is a bit unfair to the kid. He did play him for the whole 90 minutes against Ferencváros, thinking that we would be able to get the win today using Timo Werner, and that might have been a mistake in hindsight.
I think for me, when he came out at the press conference and he said, "Oh, sure, it was only so long ago people were slating Johnson for the run he was on." But it's different strokes for different folks. Just because he persisted with Johnson and got the good out, the best squeeze out of the juice for Johnson, it doesn't mean that it's going to be the same for Timo Werner. At the end of the day, one thing I think, Postecoglou probably needs to realise, Werner's in his prime, and usually when you get players in your prime, there's not too much you can teach them. There's not too much you can do to make them any better. They're sort of at the level that they're going to be, whereas Johnson always had that sort of time on his side to be able to come good. There is things you can teach him and improve and stuff like that. But look, I still think he made the right decision to go with Werner today. But, I'll stand back from Ferencváros. He took Werner off to rest him for today's game. And he left Mikey Moore on for the 95 minutes. And because he left Mikey Moore on for the 95 minutes, he was fucked by the end of the game. So it meant he was never really going to be in true condition to be able to start today's game, to give it his best. If he really wanted to start Mikey Moore today, he should have took him off after 65 minutes and left Timo Werner on the pitch against Ferencváros. But again, I think today's another example that, Mikey Moore, he's sitting there waiting for the opportunity. I think next game, if Son's not available, I think you have to give Mikey Moore that opportunity now. You can't keep persisting with a guy like that. Brennan Johnson one in the first 2 minutes of the game. You go 1-0 up there. That's we take a point from today. That's not good enough. You should never be missing them sort of passes. He's completely walloped it across when all it takes is a nice delicate pass across for Johnson to tap home, and it sums up Timo Werner's Tottenham career, sums up his Chelsea career, sums up his RB Leipzig return. It's not good enough from Timo Werner. Nowhere near.
No, I'd agree. I think he's hurting himself by continuing to persist with Timo Werner. I don't think it's sackable, but I think it is, not helping out Ange in situations like this. He could be helping himself out more by giving more opportunities to these younger players. And I think we would be happy to see him do that. I think a lot of Spurs fans would, and they would show maybe more patience for situations like this. And that's where it comes from, is probably more patience would be shown to the manager if he did give Mikey Moore a better chance than just 6 minutes at the end of the game to see if he can go on and steal it. And then also, I think Jed Spence could have been given more of an opportunity in a game like this. If Udogie starts to shit the bed in the way that he was, he could bring on Jed Spence, give him another chance to prove him wrong, or to show that, he's an accountable player that can see out the game for him. And he just didn't do that today. He didn't give Jed Spence that chance when he probably could have in that second half. Ed Sweeting saying, what our style of play, you can't go at 70% and win. We have to press, and otherwise we can be played through easily. Ange knows this. He expects the players to commit to the press. I think a lot of the effort levels and the intensity levels had really dropped off in that second half. I'm just convinced that the players must have thought that the game was over, that they were going to cruise to the win, and they just didn't. They kind of cruised in the Ferencváros game for the most part. In the Man United game, it was a very complete 90 minutes, but the fact that they did have a man sent off made things a bit easier. I just don't think these players were prepared for, and maybe Ange wasn't prepared for, Brighton to really make a concerted effort to try to get back into this game. And we just did not look prepared for it at all. It did not look prepared for that comeback. And if we were more clinical in the first half, it could have been, like Dave said, could have been a draw at the end of the day, despite how poorly we played in the second. But we didn't bury enough of the chances in the first, gave them an opportunity to get back in the second. And then the second half, we were just absolutely woeful. No excuse.
And big up the old lad. He says Johnson, scored today, but didn't really do anything else. I think Johnson had a brilliant first half in terms of all-round game. Second half, it's hard to put the blame directly on him when the service isn't really coming his way the way it was in the first half. But he did peter out the game. He didn't really touch the ball in the second half. I do understand it. But look, I think right now, where we're at, and this is the last thing I'm really going to have to say today, because I'm just lost for words. I'm shell-shocked, I'm pissed off, I'm hurt, I'm let down, and this is a result that should never have happened today. We're in cruise control. But I think, right now, we're at a point at Tottenham Hotspur where everyone wants to find someone to blame. And 9 times out of 10, it's the manager that people go for straight away. As soon as we lose a game, manager has to be, it's the manager. Sometimes you just, as hard as it is, you have to realize, we're on the run of 5 games. We're playing some good football. Sometimes you got to take your licks, learn from them, and move on. And constructive ways of moving on. This player out, that player out, this manager out, that person out. It doesn't solve anything. It only adds to the toxicity and the chaos of supporting this football club, and only makes it worse. I'm not happy about today's loss, but the amount I'm seeing, before the game there was nothing about Ange out. Now all of a sudden we lose, everyone's back to Ange out and stuff. Way too emotional for me. Way too emotional. Look, we take our lick today. Hopefully we come back after the international break and fucking, come back and show some answers. But, when things go wrong like this, to start, just this player out and that player out and shit like that. I think at this time that we're in Spurs, where we're trying to change the narrative around Tottenham, we're trying to change the club as a whole moving forward, I don't think it's the right reaction. I can understand it in years gone by when you're watching players for 5 years put in the same pile of shit. I fully understand it. But right now, moving forward, I don't think it's the right reaction, to be honest with you. And I think anyone that's sitting here blaming Ange was almost, I'm going to say it, sit there waiting for Tottenham to lose so they could have another pop at him because you were quiet the last few weeks.
Yeah. It's very volatile right now, and it's hard to make sense of it. This was a game that was really hard to make sense of, and we've been here before where you see something really good, and then all of a sudden it just crumbles apart, and then you have a just, it's hard to make sense of it. I think we've been here before in the beginning of this season where we were playing really well in games. We just weren't finishing our chances, and then we would get punished for it. And then we were just asking questions of everyone from Ange to the players to the mentality to the tactics. And it got really hard to make sense of it because there were a lot of games when we played really well and we didn't get the result. And this was one where we played well for one half and then played terribly in the other. Maybe just simple as we just were completely outdone in the second, but we were far better in the first. And it's a game of two halves. It's not a game of one. And we didn't see out the 90 minutes. I think it's probably just down like that. I think it's just down to us not seeing out the 90 minutes. And I think Ange will come to realize that. And I think these players should be told by Ange that they can't just expect to drop off in intensity and drop off in effort levels and see out the game. They have to maintain the same intensity and they have to see out the game. They have to be professionals, and they just weren't today.
Yeah.
I don't think it's really down to the manager. I think it's mostly just down to these players, but
Right.
everyone takes responsibility. There are still things that Ange could have done differently. There are still things that everyone could have done a lot better, and we have to take the L. We just have to take it.
And it's hard, don't get me wrong. I don't want to take it. I don't want to accept it. But what can I do? I can't change what's happened now. But, I think sometimes in football, we make it a complicated game, tactics, all these stats and everything else. Sometimes it can just be as simple. You got carried away when you're 2-0 up, and you couldn't, once you're in that sort of mindset, it's very hard to get yourself back out of it, especially when the other team are starting to turn the screw on the game, and that's what happened today.
Yeah. Tomorrow, everybody, there's going to be a Twitter Reacts. I think we're going to do it live. If you guys are up for it, I know it's probably not going to be the most positive and happy clapping like some of the recent ones have been, but that's just how it is. It's just, that comes with the results. If you are a fan show member or an elite show member, please send in your post-match thoughts. Please send in your post-match fan cams. We would be happy to upload those. Should be a fan show this upcoming week over the international break. If you disagreed with us, or if you agreed with us, or if you're in the middle, wherever you might find yourself, have a chat, come on, talk with us, give your sense, give your side of things, give your opinions. We'd be all there for it. At the end of the day, we don't shut down what anyone has to say. We don't tell you how you should think. We let you think what you want to think, and we'd be happy to listen to it. So please, everybody, come on the fan show, send in your post-match thoughts, please, because there are a lot of people who might feel very differently to us. And from what I can tell in the chat, there are a lot of people who feel very differently to us. So send in those post-match fan cams, and we'd be happy to upload those for the channel.
Yeah.
And I don't really know what else to say. I just think it was a really, really bad defeat. Really shitty to see us in that situation, just completely collapse, completely be our own worst enemy, and just drop off in those sort of intensity levels and hand over the game. I mean, we just didn't show the professionalism that you need in order to see out a game in that position.
Yeah.
And
Look,
a lot of people got to take responsibility.
It's
tough
gonna
one
be
to take,
tough.
really tough one to take.
It's going to be tough. There's going to be a lot of infighting. There's going to be, the positive fans blaming the negative fans, the negative fans blaming the Tottenham the positive fans. At the end of the day, it's just one of them days at the office, and look, we've an international break. Sour that we're on a loss going into the international break. It's sort of probably going to dictate a lot of the conversations around Tottenham over the international break. But look, let's wait and see. Maybe the international break's coming at the right time for someone like me who probably needs it at this moment in time. But guys, honestly, thank you very much for tuning in. I get some of the anger towards us sometimes because we're not maybe sitting here and hammering people the way you want us to and stuff like that. But the beauty of the game is we all have our own two eyes. We all see it differently. And look, I think karma heads will probably prevail over the week, guys.
If you can for us, if you can smash the like button on the way out, we'd be very appreciative of it. Thanks to everybody who supported the channel today, grabbing a membership, sending in their super chat, sending in their thoughts. Thanks to anybody that also participated in the chat, stuck with us throughout this watch along, especially through some of the rough parts. We appreciate you guys. And we'll see you next week, and we'll see you later on in this international break. Look out for more content, look out for some stuff over the time period, and hopefully you guys can enjoy whatever's left of your weekend and pick ourselves up, over the international break. Really hard one to take, but I'm not going to lose my head over it, maybe like I did in other games. So I'm going to try to be a calmer head if I can. But yeah, Dave, any final words from yourself before we wrap this up? Yeah, that's it.
No, I don't really know what else to say.
Yeah.
I'm just shame we didn't get the win, guys. Thank you very much for your support. Win or loss really means a lot. Honestly, as much as I get onto you guys sometimes for, sometimes the unfair comments I think I get, at the end of the day, I do love you guys and love all the support you give me and stuff like that. So appreciate it. And yeah, look, we'll speak to you tomorrow at some point and try and make sense of this, guys.
Alrighty. At the end of the day, come on, you Spurs. We'll see you, everybody. Have a good rest of your weekend.
See you.